well, the Valentina. Do you feel like this is going to be worth it as the first two openers in the draft?
I think this is a very safe draft opener coming in from both teams, to be perfectly honest here. It feels like they want to, especially for Onyx, they don't want to just play their game. They want to adjust a little bit to kind of form the key to the lock, right? And based on what we're seeing, the Yi Shin finally gets locked in. Very surprised that BGT didn't want to pick it up for Kazue, but it's okay. He still has Assassins to play. Then finally, the Uranus. This is what I mean by reactive, right? I don't necessarily have to win the lane. I just need to make your life miserable.
By the way, looking here, Identity has a habit of changing his IGN every season. This is his 4th IGN here, Gani.
Wow, Identity is really looking for his own identity, seems like. And hopefully, this one sticks. Hopefully.
And we'll see.
We'll see.
Speaking of, Kazui does get his signature here, the Hayabusa, which has been phenomenal in the final game going up against VP here. But I really feel like Onyx, they are wanting to challenge that because they pick up the Kalia. And I would say out of all the roamers, Kalia is probably one of the best to actually take Hayabusa out of the match, because when he does want to use his Ogi Shadow Kill, there's a small window of channel time. And during that time, Kalia can actually do something about it.
There's also one more thing, because, hey, it's great against Assassins, but there is a sub-influence down by the gold lane. Because now gold laners must take a Purify unless you play a perfect game with Flicker, and even then it's super dangerous. Considering all the options, it seems that even from Coach Dezette's POV, just in case, let's make sure that double fighters are out of the question. Let's get rid of the Ruby. I feel like there is a very good argument here for maybe even an Irithel to show up, but again, we still need a few more conditions to be cleared off first.
Yeah, I think with this approach, Dezette is like saying, okay, you have the Kalea. I'm confident with my Hayabusa dodging the skills, but with the Ruby, it's going to overwhelm my Hayabusa. So you mentioned about the bans on towards of 2 fighters. I think they should take that approach. And meanwhile, from Sadavani, I think he needs just to limit more roamers and see behind Dezette. This is, I really like this ban as well. Lunox popped off as well during wildcards, and it seems like the threat is still there in the Swiss stage.
Maybe they want to Harif, right? Get rid of the Lunox. They can use a Harif, or they want to go back to something like a Claude, because surprisingly, Lunox actually does quite well against a Claude here. So right now, we're looking at the 3 heroes. I have one slight worry, which is going to be Walkthrough, because now the Gatot has been banned out. We don't have access to the Grok as well. He might have to go for something that's less playmaky, something like a High Loss. What do you think about this one, Gideon?
Possibly. I think High Loss is pretty good when you're thinking about like counter engage. Oh, Tsunami Slam, just drop the Glorious Pathway, reinforce as soon as you can. But at the same time, there's a couple of problems, right? What exactly does Onyx want to play in the mid lane that doesn't get punished and might not need to actually hold on to Purify?
Look at that, even High Loss gets banned out here.
Exactly, because Onyx understands exactly what they want to do. But at the same time, here's a weakness you have. You're missing out your roamer. We don't know what kind of mid laner, because everything basically kills our mid laner.
Yeah, I think it's very flexible here for this side of Onyx here with that mid lane, right? At least Sans, he has a deep hero pool, so I think that can, you know, be delayed.
I'm even thinking of something like a Kadita. It's been looking pretty good.
Kadita's interesting. I don't think it's the worst idea, but I think this might be an angle for potential. Like, you're going to die to Hayabusa no matter what. So I think you double down. Either you Farsa or you Kimi, look to play the early game. Look to win out that mid duel as soon as possible. But the problem is that Dezette is being really smart and not really showing who's in the roam.
Honestly, there are a few options. We even see Minotaur and T-Girls back during the wildcards, and I feel like both are pretty solid options to do with both the Kalia as well as the Chin. Something that they can opt for is something like a Farsa, right? Being able to deal with the carry from afar. You might have to deal with the Hayabusa, but if anyone can deal with it, it's probably Sans.
But that's why I feel like Kimi is a little safer in that sense. You know exactly what you want to play for. You want to play for the earlier stages, and then after that, you kind of want to pass that roll off to your side laner so you can scale back up for late. Carry comes through, Claw comes through expected, and good call. Kadita also comes through here. So again, they're trying to make sure that nobody is susceptible to just dying to Hayabusa.
Yeah, I think the bush control from Sadavonic is really, really great, right? You got the Kadita, you got the Kalea as well. Now, BGT, whenever they want to say, take a river control, take a bush, they gotta be wary, they gotta be cautious, and they gotta be precise. Though, the range from the side of BGT is
not great.
With the carry, single lock against a Claude AoE.
I'm even thinking of something like the Hilda, because they need someone to open up the bush.
That's the thing.
Because without that, both Kadita as well as the Kalia, there's no safe space for anyone here. They pick up a Kami. I'm not entirely sure about it. I'm gonna be honest here.
I think it's a better idea because if worst comes to worst, you need to sacrifice one person. Khalid is like, I volunteer tribute. I'm ready to die for the team. Raging Sandstorm controls a large part of the map, especially during those turtle fights. I think that they've kind of opted to say, hey, there's a chance that this goes bad, and if it does, we can still play from behind.
Yeah, at least, it still has some speed like the hill, that the mobility from Khalid is okay. But ladies and gentlemen, the 10 heroes are set.
Honestly, looking at Bousquet's draft here, it kind of feels very glass cannon-y. They got a lot of damage. They got a lot of way to fight, but they don't really have a lot of way to defend. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the very first game of the Swiss stage here. It's Onyx Indonesia going up against Bousquet. Welcome to the M7 World Championship.
Oh, the Exo Hall is alive here today. We got everybody here checking out this very first match. So come on down while you still have the chance and get your tickets while they're still out hot. Now, level 1, so important. This is going to be a make it or break it for the mid lane.
Yep. And right now, looking at the junglers, they're starting on opposite sides, which is something that we have seen in wildcards. If we see this, you got to be careful of those green camps on the side because it indicates that whoever wins the mid lane, you want to try to contest for that one.
For sure. And you can see that Wacker, he's double checking it, That's how we get that confirmation. And Keyboy, unfortunately for him, he doesn't have as much freedom as Wacker, right? Because Wacker's trying to open the map. But unfortunately, Keyboy, he's got to make sure that this Kadita is able to move out of the lane safely.
Look at this. Xe is putting pressure onto Lupi because he needs vision to know whether Kyrie is invading or not. At this point, the EXP as well as the gold laner, they got to give information to know whether it's safe to actually take some camps away or not.
I mean, no real, extra aggressive movements from the junglers, right? No counter camps, takes, I think both teams are playing it slow.
Very, very slow. We look at the emblems as well. Common emblem for the Uranus, no surprises there, but making sure that RX is able to get into position to fight. Skylar should be okay. He's got Flicker, so he gets out of there no problem, but I'm more worried for RX, right? He's deciding to go for, he's trying to make sure that he has Festival of Blood to survive these fights early on if he's able to get the assist, and that's the big thing. When is he going to find that?
I also saw a rupture on Xe here, so it does look like they are trying to balance this out to make sure that in the early game, Xe as well as Kazue can deal the damage. Late game, hope everything on RX.
So far.
Outside, that's going to be Shadow Kill pops. That's first blood for Kazue. That's textbook in the mid lane. Onyx trying to find compensation. Great disengage there by BGT. 1-0.
Yeah. Lupi did not want to risk failing the flicker out of Ogi Shadow Kill. But now Wacker is doing great. Oh, never mind.
Oh, that's the burst damage from Sans. They have recovered now. Keyboy taking a lot of damage. Identity finds an angle to take him down. And that will be the green light for Bousquet to take the turtle. No problem.
Xe Try could not get the buff, but I think it's still good. And this is how Bousquet really should use the draft, because this is all about we trying to do everything that we can to make sure that you are denied of certain farm, and they're doing it quite well. But I do have to say, Onyx ID, they have ways to counter. So Kazui just really has to be careful playing around Keyboy. As long as Keyboy is not there, it's probably all Bousquet.
Oh yeah, it's about pressure, right? Bousquet is designed to pressure their opponents as much as they can. And when we look at the hand cam, you can see the proactiveness of Kyrie looking across that map to make sure, Kazue, to make sure that they know exactly where he's going to be.
Slam on turns 1. Wow. Plain and simple. It's just big tough game from Onyx, and that will be Bousquet losing on the trade in the mid lane. Gotta be careful. Identity still has skills. Looking on the flicker. Ooh,
nice.
Xe misses that damage, but that's gonna be Lupi surviving.
Really good stuff. Really good stuff here. Now, Xe, at the very least, he's gonna have some pretty decent damage in the earlier stages of the game, right? He's getting a lot of it through his raw stats and as well as his emblems, but he's building up to that War Axe. Now, the question is, what does he do after that War Axe, right? Because a lot of the conversions are HP base. So if you have more HP, you do more damage in your lightning form. If you have a lot of damage, then you convert it into max HP into your cloud form. And that's the real question, because I feel like this team needs a tank more than it does need a finisher.
Honestly, looking at a crowd control from Onyx ID, I feel like it would value him quite a lot to go for a brute force first, and then later on consider whether he wants to go for an Oracle or go for something like the Chastised Pauldron to deal with Skylar. Because personally for me, I don't think Walker can be a frontline here. So even if he does build Chastised Pauldron, it might not actually help them out enough.
Yeah, I think this actually doubles down. If they get a 5,000 gold lead, I expect them to build all damage. Because truly, if it's just Ogi Shadow Kill and then you let Xe just try and clear up, that should be enough.
Which is quite tricky, right? Means BGT, they need more control in the early game. Seems like they're more proactive for the second neutral objective. Remember, Onic, they lost that first turtle, so they're looking to equalize here. Kiboy looks for a jump. BGT still able to hold formation. Onic, though, now starts the turtle. BGT Kazue is still on the purple buff. Let's see the take. Onic trying to take their time. BGT finds an opening with the Raging Sandstorm. Doesn't really find the connection. Kazue finds a steal as Wactor will be the sacrificial lamb. Now it's a 5v4. They will force the fight as Onic will look for something in the mid lane. Take a look at the bottom side of the map as well. Kazue is rotating towards Skylar. Take a look at her minimap. Sir, Skylar taking a lot of heat. And that will be Kazue slaying Skylar in the bottom side of the map.
Oh, thank God Kazue was able to get that auto attack because he whiffed the shurikens at the end.
And again, this is why I was talking about Kazue on this Hayabusa, because it is legit. He has to the changes of the quad shadow, the reduce of the range, but having more cooldown in a good way, meaning less cooldown. So Boostgate right now, this is worrying, which is they haven't transferred any of their advantages to real gold advantage, because the goal is not there. They need to get those turrets down.
Feels like a 3K, but it's only 400 gold, right? Now it's a 2v1 the top side of the map. Ludwig taking a lot of heat. Kazue finds the kill again. Ludwig will waste that flicker.
Okay, Prod, now we gotta see how close is he towards his Sky Piercer, because that's a Kazue special on his Hayabusa.
And honestly, he's playing like a legit perfect game, but here comes the dive onto RX.
Yeah, it seems like the Purify will be popped early. That will be enough for RX to get to safety. Raging Sandstorm, Flicker as well. They're gonna on and engage. Kiboy, Tsunami Slam to his death. And that will be RX picking up his first kill in the game.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
A lot is going on here.
What, LaFell, what would have you done in that situation? I'm Kyrie, you're Kiboy, what do we do? Is it sacrifice or luck? Because I feel like there was an angle that both of them could have lived.
Yeah, for sure. But hold on, I actually have to hold that one. Look at the difference here, 880 gold for Kazue, and this time he's actually not going for that Sky Piercer. Looks like he is going to go for a War Axe instead. In terms of what I would do what Kyrie did. Is like, you know what? You're done. I'm out of here.
And 1,000 gold on the gold leaner as well. Yeah, that's significant.
And this is something that we hinted on earlier, which is strong teams does have a bit of struggle when it comes to the best of one. Not saying it's over just yet, but hey, Boostgate, that momentum from Wildcard is carrying over here in the Swiss stage.
I think right now the biggest difference that we're seeing between Onic ID and Boostgate is the fact that Boostgate are just actively moving across the map. They are doing a lot of actions in the map. Executions. Onic ID are thinking and responding. And you can clearly tell when those moments happen, right? They're a little bit slow to actually catch the wave, but when they make a decision, you can see that it's an executive decision. Everybody's able to move as one. And I think right now they're waiting for that one moment that Boostgate just drops the guard for that full wipeout.
Yeah. Especially around the Lord later on. Speaking of players goal, RX, Kazue, Xe is top 3. Kyrie is following up, but again, the difference between him, Kazue, and RX is a bit too big. Now, the thing about Boostgate, the scary thing is they scale as well. And personally for me, a scaling carry and a scaling Claude, I'm actually more afraid of the carry.
Yeah.
Because even if Claude has that Wind of Nature, it really doesn't help much.
Yeah.
True damage. I don't know why they categorize it so differently. I wish it was more uniform, but hey, that's just the game, right? But BGT, you can see that the Riverline, especially when they are moving as 4, they just dominate one quadrant of the map. And as soon as they move to the other, that's when Kiboy and Sans have to make choices.
Great calculations there, but yeah, you can see here BGT just applying a lot of pressure. They want to use this 3K to his utmost advantage, right? And they're expected to fight. Oh, that's a Tsunami Slam. That's going to be the revive in the back. Xe finds the connection, and the formation of Onic is dismantled. Kazue finds a kill. It's a 5v4 now. RX joins, but it seems like BGT's call. Let's take the turrets down.
I was about to say we just saw a big power spike for Xe because now he has that brute force, making it so that he can engage and he can get out. And that's what we just saw in the mid lane.
I mean, it's not like he was like CC immune or anything, but she is but one tanky boy. What a counter engage here. And I'm surprised, out of all people, Identity walks away with majority of his health still intact.
Yeah. And taking that rough waves coming in from Kadita.
Yeah.
Not as much damage as the original Kadita coming in from Sans, but it was more than enough.
In terms of goal differences that we're starting to see in this 4.5K, RX already complete, Skylar half a component away.
Okay, they got to be aware of that. But, you know, got to keep it. Like, it was quite questionable that they went in for identity, especially Keyboy being the top roamer, supposedly went in and committed on towards identity, who had Purify.
I think it's a bit of desperation play, hoping to force a mistake coming in from Boostgate. It's like, oh no, we caught the guy with the Purify, and then everyone comes in, and then Onyx ID will be prepared for that counter engage. But I feel like even they were surprised, Xe coming in with the shifting winds, getting all four. So I feel like they were trying to bait, but Xe was just too ready for it.
He was one of the game changers right there, and this is why Boostgate got the 6K lead. Now they want to apply pressure in the mid lane. Will they look for a fight? I don't think so, right? They're happy in taking the turret down. Onyx, though, looking for a defense angle. Would be trying to distract. 4 members is on him. And now with this, I think Onyx is okay with defending 3 base turrets here.
If Boostgate can keep doing that, which is force out Sans from using his ult, that's going to be huge. Because once Sans' ult is down, they don't have kill pressure. Oh, hold on. Walker.
On towards Walker, on towards the Khalid. Everything but at Walker lands. Take a look at the back. Xe again does the magic. Onyx now again dismantled as BGT. They want to take this fight. They want to take the free hit. This time, Onyx survives with 5.
Nobody dies! Nobody dies! It's just a trade of battle spells. These plays are going to keep on happening. Now we see that the Guardian Hell is in the process of being made by Xe at this point. He knows exactly what he wants to do. But what's scarier is that Kazuya has already built into the Malefic Roar and is going into the Endless Battle. And with the Winds of Nature done by RX, this is why they have the green light. Let's fight. We need to force something.
Look at the difference here. 2,000 for the EXP, 2,000 for the gold lane. The side laners of Boostgate is winning by a lot because their jungler is almost 1,000 ahead. Speaking of, Kazuya has a lot of penetration items here. You got the Hunter Strike, you got the War X as well as the Malefic Roar. At this point, no one from Onyx ID is tanky.
Yeah, and Lutby only has just components, right? With only Oracle and his boots being the only completed items. Skylar now finally getting the util, but still doesn't have the completed Trinity just yet.
Yeah, he doesn't go for the Corrosion Scythe, opting for defense, which makes sense because Kazuya is having such an amazing time. But we did talk about it where if he's going up against RX or Identity, it kind of doesn't matter. Speaking of, Identity does have that Lightning Truncheon. Now doing quite a lot of damage on that Resonance, making it so that even if you do use your Wind of Nature, quite a lot of damage will be absorbed by that Cloud.
And it goes both ways, right? Sans also finished a Lightning Truncheon on his end as well. So it's about precision, right? How accurately can Onyx ID find a scalpel and go straight at RX or maybe straight into Identity? And we've seen that both times those Purifies came in handy. So there needs to be a little bit of tenderizing. We need to see those battle spells come out first.
See here, Boostgate already teasing the Lord. Kazuya has not shown the map though. So Onyx, they're questioning here, where is Kazuya? Should we fight? Should we take more? And it seems like Boostgate, they understand that it's 7,000 gold lead. So let's just take this Lord dance slowly.
Yeah, they can. Look at that bot wave, right? Skylar looking to respond to that bottom wave. They don't want to lose a free inhibitor. Top side as well, also building up a pretty good wave, net neutral. For the mid until RX looking to push it in hard. This is the perfect position for Boostgate Esports.
I feel like for Onyx ID, they're waiting for RX to get so close to Loopy that Keyboy can respond.
Mount Chalker here, that's gonna be popped, stunned. Oh my goodness, Keyboy obliterated as BGT. 2-man petrified by Sans, but great reaction on the flicker with the tough boots. That's gonna be the immunity. Kazuya taking the Lord. BGT perfectly executed. Now Sans is a juicy target, but great damage control. Oh! Kazuya finds the angle to shut Sans down.
Now they're going to be holding right back. Oh, wait, another play!
Oh, Xe with the Sora. This is why you pick Sora up as Skylar looks for defense. Terrified again by Xe.
What is up with Identity's damage? They're just too far behind. They don't have any MR to protect themselves. Everybody, like Kazuya, he's so far ahead it doesn't matter. But Identity is doing a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
I would say, again, Boostgate, they're playing perfectly here.
Again, Xe looking for the playmaker. Kazooie jumping in, stun, Tsunami Slam, finally shutting Kazooie down, but is it enough? BGT still applying pressure, Loopy flickers out, but here comes the damage from RX. They gotta deal with the Lord. Kyrie jumps up here, Skylar as well. It seems like for now, Onyx can defend.
The moment I say play perfectly, that's where we die.
Yeah.
You know what? My bad.
Hey, it happens to the best of us, but there's another one. Identity finally falls, and the overextension is confirmed. But at what cost? We lose 2 members, but we had a Lord-empowered wave push into it. The second one could have been that third inhibitor to get super minions the entire game.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Are you gonna say?
I feel like that play was
could be better.
That's a safe word.
That is a safe word. But yeah, at this point, I feel like RX is not able to contribute enough, but he's doing his job as a gold laner. He wants to make sure that he is safe. Looking at the items here, having that Wishing Lantern as well. Personally for me, I kind of feel like they have enough anti-tank items in their whole squad that maybe you could have done something else, but so far this does mean that Kyrie will actually be having a very hard time because there's no front line, right? So he wants to kite around, he wants to play around, but it makes it so that there's no distractions for him. I would say same as Sans. Like they go in and then no protection coming in from Loopy and Keyboy, they will be the next target.
You're not wrong, but I think right now, especially for Boostgate Esports, right? When we're looking at the items, it's like, how much MR do you really have? We're seeing that, you know, the initiator tanks are all, and the peelers are now starting to get into the MR, but I think at least with the Wishing Lantern, you'll still do relevant damage, right? And I think that's why Identity understands, hey, RX, your job is to look real juicy. As soon as they try to go for you, me and as well as XE will peel them off, like almost guaranteed. There's no counterplay around that so far.
Just to say, very interesting. Skylar is changing a bit the items here for the Claude. Instead of going for the Corrosion Scythe, now he's actually opting for a Windtalker. So he went Demon Hunter into Golden Staff, Wind of Nature, and then having the Malefic Gun, and then now the last item is that Windtalker. So we'll see how this change of items works for Skylar.
Personally for me, I think he wants, as much as he wants to quote-unquote take advantage of the crit, even though he has Golden Staff, generally speaking, it's the movement speed that actually he wants. He wants to be at right at the very edge of his Blazing Duet.
Right. Keep the winner crown as well. Perhaps an outplay potential from Kyrie in this potential Lord fight. You know, being both junglers level 15 here, so it's an open fight. Top lane though, definitely advantages from the side of BGT. They can't take their time here. That's a jump on towards Walker. Petrified everything. Put on towards Walker. It's a 5v4 now, but they have the items. BGT immunity. Again and again. This guy keeps playmaking for BGT. That's the Blazing Duet from Skylar, finding the double RX vulnerable, and Kyrie finishes them all.
Oh man, Kyrie and Skylar look like identical twins at that 2v1 moment. Somebody was about to die, but their push and pull was immaculate to keep them both alive in such a terrible scenario. Either way, Onyx hold out against the damage. And this is great because that score has evened up 10-13 with a Lord already spawned.
I'm sorry, I need an instant replay because I need to know, how did RX dealt 0 damage? I understand there's the 3 members there. Maybe he was jumping onto everyone, but now Kyrie gets the Lord. Onyx ID with 0, while they have 1 defense back in base. They're turning things around.
They really are. I really thought that the Corrosive Scythe would have opened up more opportunities to kind of slow down their opponents and, you know, maybe get a couple of eliminations on the way. But let's look at this replay one more time, right? How does RX actually get damage through? He's hitting Lupti, right? He can't really do much about it. He goes over to Sans, and as he's walking up right here, where's the turnaround? The Blazing Duet comes out instantaneously, double wands being used, and then it was a 1v3. So really, he was just targeting one big tank and realized that there's just too many targets to hit.
Actually, here's the thing. He was attacking Skylar for a while, and even though it doesn't hit because of the Wind of Nature, why does it look like RX is doing just no damage?
Because he's swapping targets. He's swapping targets. It's like, oh no, Winds of Nature. I gotta hit the Yi Shin Shin. Yi Shin Shin jumps out of the way. Oh no, who am I left to hit? Uranus. And it's too late.
Looking at the items, everything is fine and dandy. There's nothing weird.
Yeah, definitely, right? Especially Holy Crystal already inside of Sans as well. Skylar will take the turret in the mid lane, and Onyx they are not just equalizing here. Slowly but surely, they're actually taking more control in this game.
They're looking to close it out right here, right now, ideally, right? Oh, no.
Big knockup, but no follow-up. Luffy, though, terrified. Still has a flicker here for that Uranus, but that will be turret. The bottom side taken down. BGT now playing with 2 base turrets.
I gotta say, RX gotta be careful. He got hit by Kurita twice.
Yeah, our hearts literally stopped. Oh no. We all thought it was over right there and then.
Yeah.
But luckily Sans didn't even believe he hit it. He dropped it and walked away. He was like, oh, well.
This is a holy crystal Kadena. She doesn't need full combo to threaten you.
Boy, does she not. And now it's a matter of mistakes. How many mistakes can you make in this game? That will determine this best of 1. And better yet, it's about the trigger fingers, right? Wacker alongside of Xki are now a little bit more, let's just say, a little bit more cautious walking up for those big engagements. And the same can be said about Keyboy and Sans. That's why precision is really the topic of this game.
Yeah, that's going to be an angle. That's an attempt! That's going to be the stun. That's going to be Xi off the board. And Onyx will use his advantage here. 40 seconds to the next Lord, though. And they can take it slow, but it seems like they're just applying more pressure here against BGT. 2 minutes ago, different story.
But now with 40 seconds on the clock, 35 now. Inhibitors exposed, walking along with the Lord Powered minions. At least they need to get 1 inhibitor. And ideally, it's not just the mid lane.
Yeah. I know, look at his walk there, gets knocked up. He's very low HP. He's got to be careful. RX doing quite a bit of damage just to deter him away, but he keeps getting hit by Sans. Bro, dodge!
Oh my goodness, he lost half his HP in 2 spells. 2 spells! Oh my lord.
Like, stop using your second skill. Save it to dodge.
You can't tell me what to do. I got Purify.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's fine. Oh.
Little bit distracting here. The sandbag carries it good, the Lord. Now Wachter all alone, isolated, flickers out to safety, and BGT cannot find a compensation here. Onyx, the Lord will spawn now and will walk to the bottom side of the map here. Boost gate, do they have enough to defend?
At this point, it looks like they want to fight, because look at Identity. He looks like he wants to lock someone down. The question is, who?
I don't think there's any good targets at this point, right? Because the way that these fights have kind of been playing, Onyx are not taking an honest front back. I think they've learned that. They're opening the map as much as they can so they can really stretch them out like dough.
Yeah. Eyes on Keyboy, he has the flicker. That's a conceal. Eyes on Keyboy, he has the immortality.
That's so dirty.
Oh, looking for an opening. Sans first walked her down. And now with the Lord taken down, BGT will look to grab on face. Cancelled. Xi loses immortality. Skyler finds the angle. Doesn't find anyone though. That's the winner crown. They look to find the mid lane. Oh, the dodge, the shadow kill doesn't really land. The petrify. Sans looks for an outplay. Kyrie jumping in, terrified, has the immortality. Will lose his immortality. BGT still standing with 4.
How?
Dude. How is because RX is sustaining through everything, man. He gets low, he jumps back up, he gets low, he gets jumped back up. It makes it so that as much as Onyx ID wants to say, they gotta understand that the threat is real. And Onyx ID and Boostgate, they're having 1v1s everywhere. It's not a collective of 3 against 1. So, it's ego challenging all across the board. And whether you notice it or not, it's already 22 minutes.
It's already 22 minutes, and it's just the best of 1. I can only imagine what the rest of the day has in store for us. But genuinely, that was one of the greatest sequences of pushing and pulling. For all of you casual players out there looking to be, trying to go up in the in-game league, right? Or you're trying to boost up on your rank with 5 men, and you just can't beat the other party.
Or women.
Or women. Pushing and pulling is really important in team fights, especially when you use more resources than your opponent.
Yeah. Right now, legit, in terms of the items here, I wonder what Xi is going to go for. Will he go for immortality?
Wow.
Oh, hold on. I think they see Xi.
Yeah, that's a good spot. Xi stunned up. No immortality. Good night, Xi. A little bit too ambitious there on the positioning. But Onyx, remember, they have the Mountain Shocker.
And this is 22 minutes. Look at that. 1 minute away. Xi will not be in this Lord fight unless somehow Boostgate is able to delay for 1 minute.
Yeah, and I think that Xi needs to start making some better decisions, right? When you see Keyboy, he is not alone. You've done this 2 times already. 3rd time, you've got to make the adjustment.
Yep, right now, Identity might try to lock someone. The last time, he locked onto Skylar and actually almost got him.
Oh, it's a 1v1. Sans trying to distract him. No shadow.
RX.
That's going to be the clutch. RX finds a clutch. Steal on the Lord.
Oh my God.
Onyx, they will collapse on to finding members. Identity will be the first one to fall in this sequence. But BGT.
Look at the minion, look at the minion.
Especially RX.
Look at the
What a
minions.
clutch. Basic
Look at the
attack,
minions.
the minions here, but Skylar is fine there. Great calculations for Onyx, but they gotta defend the Lord.
I'm just gonna say I'm living in tomorrow. I was thinking RX is gonna steal, and then he did. I don't know how, man.
I really thought Kyrie had that because again he had empowered auto attacks, each one doing like about 1,000 at this point.
Look at this XC taking way too much damage. He is a playmaker for this team. And it looks like Kazuya, he found Sans.
Great spot there. Great awareness. But that will be the Lord Evolve taken down in the mid lane as Buske, they don't have identity, so they can't push for more.
I think it's so funny that at least for Sans, he's emoting with the Onyx PH emote rather than the just traditional Onyx ID. Just to make sure, hey, you're not fighting just one of us, you're fighting an entire organization. And despite having a whopping lead in the earlier stages of the game, now it is evened up and even overtaking their lead, 6.8K. The veterancy to maintain that level of farm is ridiculous.
You know what? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is game number 1 of the M7 World Championship Swiss stage. This is Onyx ID. They're being pushed to 25 minutes of this game. Actually, no. Buske was the one dominating the entire time. Onyx ID with the veterancy able to withstand this long. There's no better way to start off our Swiss stage here, Gani and Gideon.
I agree. I mean, 15 minutes ago, it was Onyx on the deficit of 7,000 gold. And like 15 minutes later, they are ahead gold-wise, but it doesn't matter, right? 26-minute mark. You know, they got one base turret, and Buske still has 2.
Yeah, and I think the scariest part right now is that the next Lord spawn is so unfavorable for Buske. It's spawning on the north side of the map. Their south side is a missing inhibitor. That's something that they cannot control compared to Onyx, who has at least their final inhibitor on that bot side. It's just 2 waves that they can manage, and mid lane is always contested between the best teams. God, no!
Connection, that's the Tsunami Slide. Take a look at the Petrify! The crowd control team! But here comes XE, trying to delay the take as the way goes down. BGT, they're in trouble. Onyx, Kyrie jumps in, XT falls. Blazing duet from Skylar. Finding the angle, finding the connection, and down goes Wactor. It's a 3-for-1 and Onyx ID. They look for the Lord.
God, Kyrie's so good at switching between auto attacks. It's actually crazy. He just maxed out damage the whole way. If we looked at his damage in that fight, I think that he doubled Skylar's. It's crazy. And Skylar, he's just taking it. He doesn't mind it. He has the auto attack speed. He has the natural lifesteal to get back up to full HP once more. And even Kyrie, he's now getting a Haas Claw to ensure his survival against the raw burst of RX.
I gotta say, man, Keyboy is nasty. Like, earlier, maybe, you know, just warming up, just getting used to being back on stage, but my goodness, once he gets his groove back, dude, like anyone he targets dies.
Kind of feels like kind of feels like a bit of split personality between Throwboy and Keyboy. They're struggling for possession. They're like, no, I will take his body. No, Throwboy, stay back.
This is interesting as well. Onyx ID only have one turret to their name. Getting this comeback,
it's important.
Dude. If somehow Buske is able to survive this push, oh my goodness.
Like, it's just deja vu.
Like, will we have the longest game of Swiss stage being game number 1? Imagine if somehow it gets longer.
I feel like Malaysians are cursed at that point. You're just unfortunate enough to be dipping your toes in it.
Oh, hold on, look at that, Keyboy.
Let's see. He has the flicker, has the conceal pop tip already. No immortality though, so gotta be more calculative there, Keyboy. The Lord though is in the bottom side of the match.
We gotta look at XC as well as Walker. they're engaged can make and break this game.
Look at Kazue, right? He's trying to find an off angle here, right next to Art. Wait.
Oh, Sans pulling the trigger in the mid lane.
It's a whiff.
That's going to be Petrify onto his walker. Base though, take a look at the base. It's so low. Loopy falls, but down goes the base. And for our opening match, it will be the Sky Kings.
Wow, what a fade. You go in, ult, make yourself look good, Winter Crown, and guess what? Everybody's been looking you at this whole time. Everybody else is just punching the base at the very end. I'm surprised Boostgate didn't go for a forced initiation.
Let me just say, everyone kind of expected Onyx to win,
But
not like this. They had to work for it.
Dude, Identity is coming off of that stage with a slight smile on his face. He knows. He kind of dumpstered Sans in the early. After seeing, hey, they decided to go for the Tro this early, after knowing that we have Rocket as well as Eve. Now that they have to go for the Cloud to find another Trinity builder, they could have gone for Moskov if they wanted to. It gives CFU a little bit more flexibility. And this is what we were looking at. Now we get the Glue, now we get the Kagura, one which the matchups do decently well, and then finally BSC shows off. You know what? No Hayabusa, doesn't matter to us, we're gonna go with Joy. We need the diversity of damage.
it's a very, very bold pick, right? Going up against a Cho, but then again, with apart from the Cho, no one from that composition can really stop the Joy. So it depends on the timing again. Keep in mind, folks, it is still just the best of one. Who will join Onyx in that 1-0 seed, and who will join Boostgate in that 0-1 seed?
It could be anybody. It could be anybody. And I think right now, based on what we're seeing from BSE's lineup, there is potential. If one of them wins the lane and they get a little bit of support from their jungler, I think this game could be done 8 minutes, 9 minutes even.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be day one, game number 2. This is where BSE will go up against CFU. We'll see whether BSE coming in from MDL, can they win the first game here against CFU?
Let's find out. And let's find out what the openers are. It's going to be Detective and Hide on Bush on the same mirrored sides of the map. Purple buff starts, of course. But we'll see whether they want to contest for Lethal Wander early, or do they go and start affecting the side lanes?
It's going to be very key here. You can see here, even Shin here does not rock the Purify, so he's quite confident here. He wants to keep his distance going up against Detective and Zing.
Yeah, looks like they're going to be contesting for the Lethal Wander here. And looks like probably Detective got it. Actually, no, Hide on Bush. On the Joy secures it.
Pretty good so far, Buck. Boxy is taking a lot of damage, and I don't know if he wants to take any more than that.
Still able to keep his distance as well here. No flickers really triggered, apart, of course, from that retribution. So both teams are keeping their distance pretty well.
Yeah, I gotta say, as a Grokkamate, you're not really all that worried of dying early. As long as you're close to a wall, you kind of feel like nigh invincible. If you die, you're probably going up against 3 members, and you're just not dodging anything. Even as a tank, you gotta learn how to dodge.
Yeah, you gotta sidestep, you gotta maintain some pressure.
Oh, good take from Wadu, right?
Works out exactly how they were expecting it to be. Wadu's playing a really strong game against the Yuzong, giving him like no opportunities to find good trades. But then also at the same time, Oppi, I think the fact that he's trying to be like this aggressive while still having Wilderness Blessing on his side, it feels like he's kind of stretching himself a little too much.
Yeah, I want to see how Black Sentence make sure that Shin gets that level 4 really fast, because again, he is kind of the ace of the team. We gotta see how he influences the fight around the turtle, because going up against a Lancelot, it is gonna be quite difficult, especially this is Detective's Lancelot. Not easy for Black Sentence to actually get his turtle.
Definitely not easy, but we might see first blood here in this fight. That's Detective taking the turtle. That's real worm collision pop. Immobilization onto his Boxy. That's a 3-man immobilization, but no clear follow-up. That's a pullback. That's going to be Detective and Wadu securing Stephy. So that's both roamers going down, but keep in mind, CFU, they got the turtle.
Very much. A lot more worth it for CFU in that fight overall. At least it gives Detective what he's looking for, which is a level lead onto Hide on Bush. But it now gets a little bit scarier, right? Because now the side factors are coming in and oh, the play!
Yeah, that's a flicker. Also the way of Dragon. What will it be enough? It will with 3 members on Orochi. So CFU will take that kill.
It's beautiful, man, because even if Joe kicks in the wrong direction, Patrick is there pulling him away from the turret. But I gotta say, Black Sentence, I feel like they're just a little bit too excited.
They're so excited, they're going down. Wadu might just fall next, but luckily he's able to hop onto the rock.
Now an overextension. That is going to be 2 kills for Black Sentence. OP finds it. That's going to be high on Bush, taken down. OP now will not be able to escape there even with the play. Wild Charge and RWM pop though.
Let me just say, hold on. Doom against Shing. Shing almost gets taken down. I believe this is Gideon's fault because he said, you know, I'm hoping for more discipline coming in from both teams.
And then
this happens. Hey, aggression, man.
What? No. The discipline comes because Detective didn't die the entire time. He's got a 200 gold lead. Kick!
Oh, that's a Purify pop triggered. Steph is already around hovering, provide cover, but that will be just a trigger spell from CFU.
Your point, Gideon.
My point is that right now, the most important person is the jungler, and Detective has not died and was able to get both of the camps on top of 1 kill. So I'm just saying, these are the teammates you want if you're a jungle main.
So he's saying, you know what, you guys can have all the smoke.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get all the beef that's around it.
Yeah. I get the real tender meat.
Yeah. Some ribs.
Some ribs. They're gonna do it again, aren't they?
Yeah. But either way, yeah, I feel like Black Sentence, as well as CFU Gaming, they're a little bit too excited going for those fights, but the setup was not 100%. Because, again, we talk about Detective on this Lancelot, one of the best Lancelots that the world has to offer, so you gotta be careful.
Gotta be careful here.
See how careful they're going to be because the tempo is technically in the favor of CFU. And you can see, like, Detective doesn't care about the turtle. I just want to put you behind. Oh!
2-man knock-up. That's going to be the damage coming through from Wadu. Wadu, though, still able to hold on. Boxy trying to zone Shin, making him uncomfortable while Detective is on the turtle. Zink joins in. Boxy trying to survive. That's the Black Dragon form trying to find the target. That's going to be 1 member taken down. Blazing Duet just to survive. But Hide on Bush will not be able to get out as Claw taken down as well. Take a look at the back line. That's going to be Orochi next on the chopping block. At the end of the day, it's a 2-for-2. But CFU, again, they get the turtle.
Really big mistake here coming in from Zing. I've never seen somebody try to outrun the train. It doesn't work, but at the same time, you gotta start thinking about your angles with that VMI. You don't necessarily just have to go backwards.
I'm sorry, it's hard for me to take it so seriously. They were engaging all the while, and Patrick just has this goofy-ass smile, just
Yeah, I can't.
and then with the movement speeding, Chris like, look at that. This is the best skin of the game.
It really is. I love the fact that his pupils are literally a pixel. It's so funny. Oh, Zing.
2v1. Zing unaware of the whereabouts. Great capitalization there. The gold laner from CFU goes down.
Yeah, which shows the aggression coming in from Orochi as well as Hide on Bush. They are not shy of engaging onto anyone. Probably counting the timers as well, understanding that Jing does not have that Purify, so it's now or never.
Now I want to see whether this dive is going to work. Because when you see that Grok there, I get nervous. That's why whiffs the entire ult. At least they got it out of him.
Wow, that's a tech charge, a big one, right? And CFU, they're taking their time here. 500 gold just there for them.
Yeah. As long as you wait for the turtle, you should be fine. Because by the time the turtle spawns, the tech chart should be around. All the while, CFU as well as Black Sentence, I feel like it's still good on Black Sentence. Doom, nothing bad has happened to him just yet. Okay, wait.
Oh! So that's Purify. OP though jumping in with the yin-yang overturn combo. And that will be Doom falling the first time in this game.
That was good from Stefan. That's how you save a life, ideally. But, I mean, that's still a lot of resources being used. Sin actually lives because Boxy committed so hard onto that initial dive. They still maintain their bot tier 1.
Black Dragon forming, looking for an engage. That's a flicker from Boxy triggered. They want to kill this roamer. It seems like Orochi. They will get it. Now, will there be a response? Seems like Black Sentence will sacrifice their top turret for this turtle.
Thank God that. Looks like Zing will be here for the fight.
The mobilization. Detective jumping with the Lancelot. Petrify a big one! Hide on Bush says hello to the turtle. Down goes Detective. OP finds a kill on towards Doom. The second time in this game. Hide on Bush though. Still able to provide the damage, but not enough rage. OP flees! Oh! Perfectly timed on that that flicker, and he survives.
That was nice.
Someone check hide on Bush ankles. Are they still there?
Oh my goodness, and it's not done yet. They've still been trading against each other, and Wadu is trying to peel, trying to catch somebody.
Oh, Steffa, no flicker. That's going to be Steffa here in trouble, but hide on Bush says hi to OP. Finally, he finds that kill.
So when does it end? When does this war end? The fights, the consistent trading. Luckily, at least for those who have short ultimates, are just getting in and back into the fight to use their resources once more.
I mean, this is basically just a boxing match, and the ring is just getting smaller and smaller. They're just forcing each other to fight here. Looking at the build so far, it looks like it is going to be a Holy Crystal for hide on Bush. And for a Detective on this, Lancelot will be going for that brute force. In terms of the gold laners, they're roughly at an even playing field. The roamers, a bit of difference, but who cares about roamers, right?
But I mean, based on what we've been seeing so far, Steffe, like as much as he's doing great jobs counter-engaging, he's also picking up kills he probably shouldn't be picking up in the first place. Moxie, on the other hand, he's like giving all the kills, but he's also dying a significant amount.
Well, look,
Can't have both worlds.
probably not going to go for that damage now. Not
Just
having...
you wait.
You know what? My bad. Do you know that he soloed the Lord?
He did, tell the Lord. That was great. I love the ideas that come through, but it does come at a cost, right? If you do want to eventually swap your items, how much more gold for a roamer do you need? Oh no.
That's a dive. That's going to be a knock-up. That's a mouth placing Duet.
No.
That's going to be Detective taking Doom again.
What?
Orochi under the turret, finding the outplay. Now he's still alive. Adu in trouble. That's going to be Orochi still in the game as OP will not be able to escape that one. And ladies and gentlemen, CFU, they got Doom, but they lost 4.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a Cambodian fan. After what they showed us against SRG, I am a fan. But Singh made a huge mistake there, like a really unforgivable one.
Yeah.
He goes under the turret, takes aggro, tries to walk out, doesn't fully de-aggro, walks back in, and he takes like 6 shots.
Miscalculation at its finest.
Oh yeah, miscalculation for sure. But I gotta talk about Stefan, man. As a Grok main, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Detective goes in. It looks like he's able to get out.
Yeah, looks for that steal there, but Black Sentence too clutch with it.
Yeah, and again, like I gotta talk about his main enemy here is Jing. Jing is having a hard time because of this Grok. Like we've seen in tech charges canceling out the Blazing Duet. Steve is just using the Mighty Swing.
Yep.
It's like, I'm gonna toss a rock over you. This is just straight up rock bending. And there's nothing that your guns can do to stop me.
They gotta learn.
Whoa!
Go.
Oh my god, you blink and you miss it. OP obliterated there. It's a 5v4 now with the Lord to play around. Black Sentence definitely on the advantage.
I gotta say, my eyes were wide open and it still missed. That's how fast it was.
What was that? How did it disappear so quick?
That was wild charge and got the burst. Moxie in trouble. And mobilization in the back. That's gonna be Hawks very vulnerable. Wadu trying to find the escape, but Detective says hi and takes him down. Take a look at the bottom side of the map though. Wadu will be the traits of 1-4-1, 2-4-0 rather. Hide on Bush. Blazing Web from Sing. Oh, the stun. The icing on the cake. Down goes Orochi and Steph. Sing finds the important shutdown.
At least we're saying he's learned his lesson. Just wait for the Grok to do things.
Yeah.
Wait for him to throw out those spells. And once he's done, that's when we go in and hit hard. But my goodness, this glue is doing a lot of work here. I mean, based on what we're seeing, Doom is like really struggling to leave the fight because of the glue passive stacks. And not to mention that his spacing is really awkward.
And it looks like both teams just going ban for ban. Am for am.
Am for am.
They just trading each other. It's like, hey, I punch you, you punch me back. Whoever bleeds, just smile.
I mean, as you can tell, Wadu just the king of
That was
punishment.
a good song,
right
by the
now.
way.
It was a great song.
That's a good song,
It's a great song.
But he's taken so much punishment in this game, and it's really hard to punish him overall, right? Nobody really has, like, quote-unquote, enough damage to just one-shot him out of the way. And even for Orochi, it's a real waste of time to fight Wadu for long periods as well.
Now look at this. Both marksmen having the Trinity build, but I gotta say, both marksmen not having a game. They're like, I go in, I die. But you know what? You guys got this, right? You guys got this, right?
Right?
Oh, Doom.
detective into Rumble. Hot on Bush finds the connection. Now take a look at Doom, and that's a quick double 1-2 from Hot on Bush. Take a look at Zing. Still able to rotate around, but that's just 2 members off the board, and Black Sentence can double their gold lead.
Let me just say, this Yuzong has to go to anger management class, man. Like, he's angry. He goes in, jumps onto anyone that he sees, and he gives them the smoke.
As Yuzong should be played, as he should. Oh, Doom's here, wait.
Oh!
Good read. Boxy now in trouble. Black Sentence inside of the box trying to find connection. Zing facing Duet. Now Wadu is isolated here. But Doom will be taken down. Hide on Bush finds the connection. Both gold laners taking down Wadu now. Trying to buy time. Isolated though. Still able to get out. But that's just a 1-for-1.
He was smart. He's trying to spell them off of the Lord. Yeah. It's just that the Lord does a lot of damage.
It does, and Wadu finally goes down comfortably.
Oh my god.
Funny, dude.
It was a smart idea. It's just that the Lord is like, oh, you think you're smart, huh?
You think you can really do that much damage to me, sir?
Hey, feel my lightning.
Oh, so sad, so sad. Doom positioning himself like okay, a lot more far front than I was expecting, but it really did cause CFU Gaming to make a reaction, and that's something you want to see from your opponents. Here comes Boxy. Hopefully he doesn't whiff this time.
Oh, that's a big connection there. Opie falling first in this fight. That's going to be Boxy trying to get out. Oh, the back. Detective finds an angle. Take the marksman down. You cannot, again, underestimate Detective on this Lancelot. Though that's going to be the Lord for Black Sentence. Ooh. And Detective manages to get home.
I'm not gonna lie, it's starting to piss me off. The Detective is getting away with everything.
Hey.
Like, he's quantum computing the numbers. What's going on?
Now here's the thing, to be a good detective. Oh my goodness!
The connection, the miscalculation again. Black Sentence. They can just wreak the base, right? They can open up the base turrets here.
I think Zing's just not reacting fast enough to it. Yeah. And it's just too late. There's no point purifying at that point. He's lost like 90% of his HP. Just let it happen. Wait till you respawn, because at least with your team, you should be able to hold out the waves before they crash into the inhibitor.
I gotta say, this meme might get long. MDL, MPL, and now you might add CFU Gaming there. And I gotta say, Gideon, for you to be a good detective, you kind of have to be a good criminal as well.
You got to be just a little bit of a good criminal.
You got to be able to get away with it.
Yeah,
right.
You got to make sure that you're smart enough to get away with it. But I think that at this stage of the game is where it gets dangerous, right? Because now Claude is a legitimate problem for Black Sentence. Nobody can really like walk in comfortably and be like, you do peanut damage. It's please stop.
Yeah, so they just killed him very fast. It has been working so far.
I mean, there is fast, and then there is like, whoa.
Boxy?
I'm seeing Black Spot.
Why? What?
Loses immortality. That's going to be OP in the back. That's going to be OP, loses his left. That's going to be Detective, though, trying to escape, but there, down goes Detective. 2-for-1 now, as Hide on Bush equalizes there. It's a 3-for-1. And CFU, they will lose 3 members just like that.
They've broken the unity, and this is Black Sentence's option. They could close out the game here.
Black Sentence looking to push more, trying to find the base turret in the mid lane. That's the mount under the turret as well. Can they hold on? They will. Oh, Hide on Bush. That's the burst damage that the Joy can provide. Offbeat in 3 seconds. No Indians as Wadu's able to clear. And CFU Gaming, they can fight for another day.
I thought the wall blocked him up like perfectly, like just out of the range for him to go for the slam. I really thought they could have closed it out there, but at least for CFU, they are given one more chance. They cannot afford another loss like this. And so far, Singh, he has been underperforming. I don't know whether he needs to make a call to say, hey, my ping is not good, because he's just not reacting to things as fast as we usually expect to see him do.
That's going to be very tough here. And they need to lock in right now, Gideon. I think 4,000 is a little bit too much at the stage. 7
way too much.
It's 5 seconds on the clock for that Lord. Black Sentence. What they need to do is just stay disciplined. Don't overextend.
But that's the thing. I feel like CFU has so far showed that they are more susceptible to not playing as a team. They make the executive decision and then it's vibes.
Okay, Orochi pops the Black Dragon for a multi-tech charge.
Oh my God!
Alfie and Zhang, 2 main damage dealers off the board. And ladies and gentlemen, down goes Wadu should be, but Black Sentence says it's enough. Let's go for the Lord and close it out.
I hope I don't jinx things. Shin is still not dying.
Nope.
5-0-21.
Wow.
I gotta say, this game might be different. Is see if you just pick up that Yuzong early. Because what other options that you have to dive this Eve? At this point, Detective is just killing Doom. But what has Doom been doing the entire game?
Yeah, can't really do much.
Oh, now just 2 members down goes Detective. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Black Sentence in this match. Welcome to the 1-0 seed.
God, I'm so happy for Steffe specifically. He has played in multiple international tournaments, but never have I seen a team that he has been a part of try and punish mistakes like this and do it in a dominating fashion.
I like that I'm looking at Shin, he's just like, I'm unimpressed. Y'all didn't get me once. Just looking at his face like, wait, was that it?
Was that all?
He's like, I came from the MDL to the world stage. I thought, look at him. He's just like, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
So nonchalant, so unbothered. I'm so BS right now. See, I voted for them. I knew this was gonna happen.
Props to you. Props to you.
Things here on the Swiss stage.
Hey, man. Who knows? Z1 whips out with the Minsatar Gold Lane. That will show him something. Okay, Claude. All right. Thankfully, very straightforward, but it's still a hyper volatile comp.
It is. It is. And
No real form of peel, no real...
the output damage from the 2 teams are actually insane. You got the Benedetta, you got the Hellcrit as well, but on the other side, you've got the Claude and the Lunox, which will pop off in the mid-late. So both teams are kind of similar, like damage output-wise later on.
Yes, damage output-wise, it is pretty similar, but the scaling is significantly better. Better for our teams. And I think that at the very least, when we look at it straight up, it just makes a lot of sense, right? Hey, we have a couple of tanks, we have an anchor to hold it, but your backlines will always be threatened at any point as long as we have ults.
Now it looks like Blink going for that execute. He just wants to kill people instantly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 3rd game of today, and Yangon Galacticos coming in with a very new draft, trying to defeat the guys that made through the wildcards, Team Zone.
It's going to be one hell of a fist fight here.
Welcome
and obviously,
to
there's no
Mobile
bad
Legends.
blood, but obviously there's history between the 2 teams, and we'll see how this plays out because there's going to be purple buff starts on either side.
Yeah, and now we're going to be looking at the side lanes here. Looks like a Bankai as well as Stage slightly delayed, just making sure that if anyone invades, he's there to kind of back them up.
Nice stuff from Ying.
Already
So good. So he played level 1 perfectly.
committed the Petrify as well. Right? Forced regen from Bankai and just applying pressure here. But yeah, that's 2 early spells from the EXP. Bankai also spent his Petrify there.
They had to trade Petrifies. Either that, Ying gets that full free push, no trade back, walks away, and then Bankai, he minimizes the amount of damage he's actually taking because of it. But now, I'm pretty sure he knows that Blink is nearby.
Yeah. And even if he doesn't, he kind of has to play like this anyway.
Oh, that's a Terrify. That's a 2v1. Perfectly executed there. Yeah, Blink did not show on map here so far, and that was just a quick pick-off 1-2 punch.
Man, that really sucks.
That's just a good way to break the tempo, because you're like, okay, for 2 minutes, we're not going to do anything. Fight Turtle. Immediately dies level 2, and it's like, oh, well, I wish this was Flying Clouds.
I wish this was Flying Cloud's pretty bad as well. And Bankai, I think he's lost a full level at this point. Yep, level 4 to level 2. This is so devastating for him.
God.
He's got a non-existent lane. K is already struggling against Stitch with no help whatsoever coming in because they have to fight for the upcoming neutral objective. Bright is going to be stretched out in places that he doesn't want to be, and Lena's doing a really good job at just slowing down rotations.
I gotta say, this is already a rude awakening for Team Zone. It's like, guys, we just got here, okay? we just went through wildcards. We just started the Swiss stage, and y'all playing like this?
Yeah, they need definitely to take a breather, but because of the Yu Zhang's not level 4, they will... Oh, again. Blink now. He's all over the map. And Yangon Galacticos picks up another kill.
They've got to stop doing this. They know that there's a Hellcurt on the opposing team. With no information, he could literally be anywhere. Unless you have somebody that you're willing to sacrifice, you're not losing too much off of it, and there's honestly no problem with you just walking backwards, right? So I can't understand why there's such a big animosity as another kill comes through. Hellcurt is crushing it right now.
I mean, like, here's the thing. This is one of those things, right? How do you train against a Hellcurt? Because I'm pretty sure in scrims, not many people are showing off the Hellcurt, especially if it's your opponents. You kind of want to keep this under wraps.
Yeah, but then how do you communicate to the rest of your team, right? I think that once, especially if you're the support, you have to start communicating. I did not see him on the top side of the map. The likelihood that he's mid or down to the bot side should be enough for Bankai to make a choice. Either way, it's still going to be tough anyways, right? Stitch, he's even got a freeze. Yes, he's got a perfect freeze underneath his turret.
I gotta say, that usage ban, perfect.
I like that. I like Sky Piercer for Zushin though, so Lee now really wants kills, but also keep in mind that Blink hasn't used his Dark Knight Falls here for the first, 3 minutes, so...
I mean, if he did, we couldn't see it, you know?
True.
Get it? True.
All right, John Cena lover, let's calm down. He's retired now. He's the 11th
He tapped out.
He tapped out. He's 9 seconds left for the next buff to actually spawn, but I don't see... I want to see whether Yangon Galacticos is going to decide to set up a dive, or are they going to really interrupt Joy's farming pattern?
Sorry, that was a tank, by the way. One Deadly Stinger, half HP.
Has the Heptacies, by the way.
Has the Heptacies. So, yay Blink.
Yay Blink. Wait, why are there so many people up here? Why aren't they clearing their bot side? Wait, hold on!
Oh, that's Zixora right here. Looking. Oh, Dark Knight Falls finally committed. That's going to be Zixora caught! No jungler here, as the turtle will be free for Han. Now the Order of Brilliance has been used, so that's bad news for Kenny. Forced to use the Flicker AOG defensively as well. Now, do they have enough kits to re-engage? I don't think so, but that's the BDF spent from Bankai.
At this point, Team Zone's got to look for someone that has a clock because they need to buy some time.
Yeah, I don't... Okay, if I'm in Team Zone's... Bankai.
Yes. Oh, that's a terrify. That's a damage. Oh, Bankai trying to hold on. But the overwhelm damage is enough.
He played it as good as he gets. Again,
that's not his fault.
It's not his fault. There's just a huge lead. Keep in mind that Blink is literally almost the exact same EXP as Ying.
Here's the thing, right? I feel like out of all the EXPs, if you're behind on a Yuzong, it's one of the worst feelings ever. There's some EXPs you don't mind playing from behind. Yuzong is not one of them.
Yeah.
Backcock can relate. It's it's painful. It's really painful. You want to be proactive, but you don't have the numbers to do it. Oh, Cursed Helm purchase coming in from Nuts. Wasn't expecting him to complete it.
100% kill for Blink, by the way.
Yeah, 5 kills. All towards the roamer, quote unquote. And here comes the mobility that the Boxer can provide already on top. Trying to apply pressure. And it's just, 5 minutes, 3,500 goldie. That's massive.
Dude, and here's the thing. Zixora has to be the one absorbing those minions. So Bankai is just going to get more behind.
Yeah.
This is an EXP leader's nightmare.
It's the worst. He's going to have to like shift his build. He's going to be like, okay, War Axe. No, don't even bother going for the Fury Hammer. Just go straight into tank items. There's just no other option that you have left.
Yeah. At this point, like, he's hoping for them to clump up and he gets a 5-man Petrify and it gets out of that. I got 5 assists. I'm back in the game.
He's back in the game and he'll be back real soon. But I just think that there's so many things that could go wrong and there's so many negative like effects for Bankai getting into team fights. Like if he's in front of Hans, it's a bad matchup. Ying can just run away. Stitch doesn't really care, but luckily, oh, hold on.
No, that's a Dawn, that's a Petrify. Zixora finds the last turtles. Hans trying to rotate around, get to safety. Order pop, that's a information. Uh-oh, Kenny forced to use the flicker. But take a look at Bright. Try to AOG out of his way, but cancelled by YG. K, blazing duet. Does he have enough damage? Not yet. No! Clutch terrifying. Almost there. Luckily, K has the BMI.
Yeah, even with the execute, it was extremely dangerous. Luckily, K's still alive after all of it. Bankai gets value out of that Petrify, and it may not be a 5-man, but it secured them the turtle, and that's a little bit of gold and EXP leaning back in towards Team Zone.
We gotta look at Dreadnought armors coming in soon, because look at items. Bankai, do you have a Dreadnought? Because even if you're gonna get bursted down, at least you can tell your team, hey, I tried. Okay, I had some armor. It's just not enough.
Oh, okay.
Threat number 2, pause the game.
Pause has been called. Not sure by which side just yet. I'm trying to look at the background to get a little bit of an idea, but the marshals are communicating with each other, so I can't really tell who made the first call.
I think he's just asking, like, did he legit just kill me?
It's like, well, that was a lot of damage.
And hold on, hang on. Let me look at the items here. And okay, no wonder. Bankai's item, first item, on strike. And he only has a jerkin. He doesn't have the Dreadnought. So
Regret.
And another.
No, you're not wanting to take the neutral, but you just want to fight. And generally speaking, Yangon Galacticos, they decided, you know what? It's already this low. Let's just take it, and then we're going to respawn, and we're going to go for the full push.
looking at the items here, finding a Dreadnought. And it looks like Bankai will have some form of magic resist because the Jushin as well as the Hive is becoming a problem. With 1,200 lead in the gold lane, that Holy Crystal is going to be completed quite soon. And usually this doesn't matter, but this time it does. 2,000 gold difference between roamers.
Question about the mid laners. With the recent updates onto Genius One, do you think it's, you know, first item rushable? Because again, you can see that it's very common to see either Genius One or Lightning Truncheon being picked up in a lot of these scenarios, but it's about that glowing wand. First or second for you?
Honestly, I prefer Lightning if I want to go for that. Oh, no.
He dies?
The man 10G will have to fall here. And at least Yangon is able to relief off pressure top lane.
Gideon, it was 1v4. And he was chain CC.
Yeah. He was. I don't blame the chain CC. I'm just surprised Ying did that much. I thought that Zixora would at least be brought down to 60%. I wasn't expecting 100 to 0.
Doesn't really want to commit to this yet. They will trigger the passive in the bottom side though, and they will take their time here. Yangon understands that, hey, no rush.
And that's the way slow and steady wins that race. And if they're able to break those holy shieldings across the inhibitors, that's going to help set them up for the upcoming Lord, which is about to spawn in 45 seconds.
But we do got to say, Team Zone, whenever they do go for a team fight, it actually looks pretty solid. And they are scaling up because right now it is 11 minutes of the game and Trinity has been built here. So it's not the worst thing in the world for Team Zone because they still have avenues going for them here. Zixora as well with that Wishing Lantern. They can't kill Han because Han is the only front line here and they've built enough forms of penetration to deal with that. Ying kinda, tanky, but it's harder to track him.
Yeah, I think right now for Yangon, as well as Team Zone, I think that initial impact on that team fight, it has to count for something. If they don't find any impact at all and use resources, they just got,
You can't face check like that, Bankai. YG again in the bottom side again. Blink just so on point and precise. 2 members off the board while the Lord is up. This is not good for Zone.
Dude, this makes me so mad because they're playing such a good Hellcare game. Like, it's not just Blink. It's everybody else to sell the idea that he's not there. It's so obnoxious.
They're making it look like this is dangerous grass.
Yeah.
That's like, all of a sudden, the grass looks much greener here. Maybe it's my color blindness, but either ways, team.
Like, would you blame K for dying there? I wouldn't, because I was like, you literally saw 4 people. What's the odds that he's gonna be in Tribush down on the opposite side?
No, here's the thing, even if you know, Hellcut's pretty fast.
He's pretty fast. He is pretty quick. He's quick with it, and he's also he's already built Rose Gold. Dear Lord.
Bro, so annoying.
He's gonna skew the stats by saying he's the highest damage as a roamer.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, like his roamer stats will be unreal.
It's gonna be so funny. He's like being compared EXP laners. Han?
Yeah, they want to defend this mid lane turret. Han. Oh, 2-man petrify, no clear down, follow up. No! Okay, the back, finding the Lunox. Bankai repositions Zixora. Whitelo still able to get out. The EMI, though, will get back to safety. That's a defense on the mid, a valuable one.
Oh, that's really unfortunate because K should have died there, but the auto ended up going into the turret rather than to K. Just missed it by half a second. Unfortunate for YG, but it's not over.
Coming forward, spot.
Take
it down! Zixora will fall for nothing.
You know what? I changed my mind. Ying Ying has got me feeling some type of way on that Benedetta. That was sick. That was great timing.
I'm speechless, dude.
EXPs are great.
Yangon is oh my goodness, like teams for the wildcards not having a good day today.
They really aren't.
Definitely, man. The last turret here will fall from the side of zone. Bankai and friends trying to hold on, trying to delay the game here while waiting Zixora to get back up, but Yangon, they make it look so simple playing this game.
They really do.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm gonna wait in this bush, and trust me when I say someone will walk by. And being 9-1 and 3, you can one-shot anyone.
I swear to God, if I go into a public game and somebody says that to me when playing Hellcrit, I'd be upset. I'll be upset for sure. Because look at Blink, he's always in these weird off angles. And now it's starting to trigger some pattern recognition, and I hope that Team Zone starts figuring out that his usual spots. Mid lane brush, tri-lane brush, and also lane brush. Whether it be upper into the enemy territory or your own.
I gotta say, if I was K, I think he'd be like, I wish I was a Lapu Lapu. Right? At least I can do something.
Yeah.
Because let me just tell you folks, it's kind of unfun if you just get one-shotted every time. I've been one-shotted a few times, and I'm a roamer. I can tell you guys, it's not fun.
It is not great. It is not great at all. But now that this comp is finally fully scaled with the help of Stitch, Lord, non-factor, non-issue. Where did it go? Disappeared in under 10.
Yeah, definitely here. No contest as well, and potentially with this Lord, this might be the final push that, again, allow Yangon to rise.
It's going to be difficult. 8,000 goalie here for Yangon Galacticos. I mean, at least there's no bushes inside of the base. And maybe it will be more difficult for Blink to go in, or Blink just goes in and then, you know, just gets a savage with their second skill.
And then they surrender immediately after. I think that right now, as this Lord is about to push in, I'm curious about the items, but the fight's about to start.
I see with the Lord here, quite healthy in the mid lane. That's going to be the Order of Brilliance pop. Uh-oh, that's going to be them trying to hold on here. Zone, can they do it? That's the Benedetta final blow in the pid. That's going to be Bankai trying to hold on. Two-man knockup, but it's not enough. Now, YG trying to hold on as Stitch is still alive. The damage is there. The magic power will not go further. It's a 1-for-1 in Zone. They have defended.
Now that was a clutch unbreakable buy that got Pikacha, stopping the Hive in his tracks. And again, this Hive is going for Flicker, not Purify. Okay, so now at least Bright can deal with the damage of Blink. And noticeably, Blink is 9-1 and 3.
Yes.
That means he was not able to find any angles to actually jump in and kill anyone.
Yep.
Well, but okay.
This is the hardest part about the Yangon Galacticos comp. Finishing off the game is not going to ever be easy because you're basically doing it 4v5. So the only time we're expecting Team Zone to actually finally lose this game is either they get backdoored, or B, where we see the Hellcrit having to fight around the Lord Pit. And that's the most ideal scenario for Yangon Galacticos.
Yeah, quick look at the items here. Quite a lot of damage items for Ying on this one. With the Sea Halberd, Malefic, Roar, as well as the Blade of Heptases. And you can say, you know, Rose Gold as an offensive, defensive kind of item. Full build here by the Hellcrit.
Already full, right? Also, the Zushin here, even on 2 kills, still holding on to that Sky Piercer.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Shout out to Team Zone. They push us all the way to almost 18 minutes of the game. So at least now, everyone is full build, so now it's just all pure skill.
And I think that so far, a lot of skill has been shown from either side. A lot of resilience coming in from Team Zone. And the Yangon Galacticos are playing their game to a T. They know they cannot force certain types of scenarios. And it really makes me wonder, how many games and scrims did they play Hellcrit and just ruin a team's day?
All of them.
Every single one that they've ever experienced.
At least one.
Since December, they've been practicing Hellcrit every hour of every day.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Still 100% win rate
6 for
in
6.
Season 2 of Myanmar's MSL.
So that's a very impressive stat. That's the BDF already spent, though. YG can utilize and capitalize this. Hellcrit is on the bottom side of the map, just trying to expand, and yeah, Team Zone is forced to react.
How smart are the Yangon Galacticos?
Pretty.
it feels like their fight IQ and their macro is it's just immaculate, right? Just give it a moment. Claude's gonna show up. If he doesn't get one shot, they're gonna back off.
I think Kate does have the win of nature.
Jumps in. Link. Oh, BMI placing duet. Dark Knight falls.
Yep.
K wins this time. Now it's a 5v4. K is not in the vicinity though. YG trying to back away. Bankai takes a lot of heat there. Kenny still able to dish out damage
Right.
in that position. Bright with the conceal. Looks for a taunt. Great dodge there by Lina. Zone trying to reposition. Petrify. Yay! Finds the angle. And down goes Bankai as well. Stitch is in trouble. But down goes Kenny. Now focusing on the Lord K. Trying to shut Lina down. Finds it. But Han, clutch retribution. They got it.
If he still has the blazing duet, I feel like K could have just dropped them all, but again, has to use it to deal with Blink. Right now, K is looking pretty good. Buys the Winter Crown. Yangon Galacticos. It's only Bright and K. I think the race is gonna take some time.
K's just gotta fight. He's just gotta fight. Everything he's got.
Final blow pops in the mid lane. Oh.
Yes!
Crown placing duet. Try to clear. Do they have enough time? Han is in the picture, but K shuts Yang down. But ladies and gentlemen, one team will rise to the 1-0 seed, and it will be Yangon Galacticos.
Man, it's sad that K only was able to activate halfway through the game. He's got the mechanics. And that final defense, you could really see him pushing his limits to make sure that every angle was covered. But unfortunately, the numbers were too heavily in favor of YG.
I would say if it weren't for that Benedetta rushing in, getting the clutch petrify on Zexora, they would have won. If Zexora survived there, he would have been able to deal enough damage to let K clean up. It was just that one cash. So shout out as Claude really deal with this kind of draft very well. So they go for the Ruby instead. So this is going to be a usage in hyper carry.
I like this, actually.
Yeah.
Ooh, this becomes way harder to deal with now. With, again, a composition like this has a lot of turtle pressure, and I think that's going to be the big problem. I'm curious to see whether Sanji is going to get some actual value from this Lapu, because if he doesn't find that early first kill during that turtle fight, this game is going to spiral out of control.
Realistically speaking, looking at this kind of draft, I feel like the one that will suffer the most is probably Boyet on this Redrin, because dealing with Cho, Ruby, Yuzong, there's a lot of ways to say that you got into the fight, you're not getting out.
Yeah, even if he does find an opportunity to catch Super Ken. So it's a dangerous fine line we will be seeing here as we head on into the Land of Dawn.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 4th game of today. Delfeng Yaguai going up against Team Falcons. Can Team Falcons actually soar, or will the monsters from China bring them down?
Let's find out. Once again, both junglers going to be starting on the same side, and the Hall, they're happy. Troll taking a little bit of damage in the earlier stages as expected, but I am liking this opening in the mid lane. They're not doubling up on each other, they're splitting the sides. They know that the matchup, they have more damage for now, unless Matilda gets 3 of those soul blooms on you.
Definitely got to capitalize on that power. Tier Z just providing info, right? All right, you know, Fredrin starts blue, starts purple, and the FYG can decide on what's next, pathing-wise.
Yep, level 1, Vel already putting quite a lot of pressure onto Sanji, zoning him away. And yeah, before level 4, Troll taking a bit of damage, able to get out of there. Before level 4, Sanji will have trouble going up against this Yuzong.
Oh, that's a spear of misery. Super Ken in trouble already. Boyet is on it. That's going to be Cuffin. Picking up first blood. Zed, though, will be able to that one out, but that's an important kill from Falcons.
Yeah, extremely important kill. And honestly, they lost so little for it as well, right? In terms of Sano, he only misses out on 1 minion, and considering that he was able to get an assist off of that, is still worth his time. He doesn't care if level 4 happens, he just needs to not interact with Lung and just slowly farm back up. I'm surprised he did go for the Master Assassin though, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah, I feel like we got to shout out Howie Bum here from Team Falcons. Understanding, okay, against Super Ken on this Yusin Shin, he wanted to take some camps away, so make sure both side lanes, right? Sanji as well as Sano, be ready to help out if needed, and Sano was on that.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Whoa, Zed.
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Zed.
He wants to see if the camera's on him.
Okay.
And I feel like the direction, I think it's like, okay, I think they're looking at me, guys. I can tell.
I can tell. Oh, man. Good amount of ults here already being used. Vel even preemptively used the Black Dragon form, even though he did have the information necessary to get out of there. Oh!
That's a stun. That's all the damage. The reinforcements. That's a taunt. Bell trying to hold on, but it seems like 3 members just too much.
This is a weird series of events for Tianfeng Yaguai, but it's alright, you know, it's okay. We saw how Onyx ID, you know, in the early game, make some mistakes as a team, but then they recover after,
15.
15, some say 22 minutes of the game.
Oh man, that's like 13 and 20 minutes away. It's gonna take so long before that point. It's just agony. But at least it's just a 2-0, right? The gold lead is barely negligible and it's still jumping between the 2 teams. And Super again, wait, oh, okay. Boyette with a drive-by, dude. That was swag.
Shout out Troll too, right? With the guiding win.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, Super Cat probably like, I don't see a Frederick, do you? No, you're good. Boom, Frederick jumps in. It's like, that was the fastest Frederick I've seen. Was that Frederick or Superman?
God, it is so fast. So very, very fast. In terms of first item purchase, oh, wait, hold on. Why does... he was able to find that kill earlier. Slight lead there, completes his tier 2 boost as he wants to go into the War Axe. Hunter Strike first Fury Hammer already completed by Bell. Only a component, though. I'm not sure if he wants to finish it. Considering the lineup that he's playing against, you might as well, because they're all generally squishy other than the Fredrin.
Yeah. Right now, either ways, again, because of the goal is not all that much different, no one is really getting punished. And the important thing is for Supercan to get his items.
Real world relation. That's also the full, certainly Eagle locking Super Ken down. Another well done, executed their team fight. And the coordination is insane from Team Falcon.
You want to hear my analysis? I feel like Merkel was glazing Super Ken a bit before the game, and it's costing him. I feel like Merkel just be quiet for a while, and they were all good.
This is some real meta stuff right now. He's in the back just freaking out. I was like, how does he know? Oh, kick!
Onto a Troll. That's a taunt. That's Troll take him down. But that's all about it. Boyette will take the purple. Buff still.
This is what I learned. Sometimes it's outside of the game. See, once we do the analysis, he gets his first kill.
I sure hope.
Coincidence?
I sure wish
not.
I sure wish Mirko's vlogging this, and the whole time he's silent. As soon as he speaks, that's when it happens. Oh, the opposite is just as true. But with 7 seconds left on the clock before the next at least orange buff comes back up, you notice that both Falcons and as well as Tianfeng Yaguai, they realize that they've hit a break point. First item is going to pretty much decide how these upcoming fights are going to work.
Nope. That's another kick on towards one. Will they have enough damage with the Petrify? Bell will take Sanji down. So that's like a warning sign for Falcons not to overextend.
I mean, yes, but also Bell is taking advantage of some Yuzong tech here. Most people are like, oh, the problem with Yuzong is that his dash is always a fixed distance. Not if you jump into a wall that's longer than your dash, then it looks like you basically jumped on the spot.
Yeah. And last of the ways is for Troll. So next time that happens, Troll probably will give enough shield and heal to make sure that whoever gets isolated will be able to survive. Unless you're Sana. But other than that, you should be okay.
Wait for a dive here. A 3v2, potentially. Feather Airstrike spent, but calm, composed Sano will able to defend and clear the wave bottom side.
Yeah, very good movements here. And this also deters Super Ken from actually trying to go for an invasion of his own. But yet, as long as he maintains his gold against Super Ken, that's great. But eventually, they need to make something happen, and they might find it here.
Oh, that's a flicker early one from Yone. Boyette again just takes it away. Oh, that's an engage there by Zed. Take a look at the FYG's positioning though. From the flanks, long jumps in. That's the stun that Ruby can provide. Fear of destruction finds its mark, but it seems like Sanji will be taken now. That's a Petrify. Sano takes the turret, but DFYG holds on.
Yeah, honestly, that was good coming in from Yiwan because he was definitely caught the moment he found Boyette, but able to get away. That's good.
We talk about good, but actually backed away. I think Super Ken just leashed the turtle for him.
That's a free one for Boyette. Do they have compensation though? They want to fight now. Boyette is the target. Remember, they have the Flask Oasis in hand. Zed with the kick. No clear target. That's going to be Boyette falling surely, but no! he holds on because of the flask of the Oasis. Now, finally, with the help of the Farsa, he falls down, but that's still a triple from Cuffin.
Yeah, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Yi1 is fighting his hardest, and a Spear of Destruction. Supercan, he's out. Oh!
Perfect timing on the Traceless, but it seems like Sanji isn't able to close that gap. He survives.
Indonesian crowd loving it, loving the fact that he makes it out with 1 HP, but it doesn't change the fact that Team Falcons now have momentum on their side as they're looking to break open the mid-tier 1. DFYG, again, so many moments, these fights are really, really messy. The initiation looks good, but as soon as the team fight goes longer than 3 seconds, everybody's got a different direction.
Yeah, you got to start hunkering down and say, what's first step? And I think the first step is, Vel, your main target is Cuffin, right? Sano eventually will become a problem, but right now Cuffin is the problem, especially because he does have 4-0 and 1. So that shutdown goal will be something that Young Yaguai can really utilize to complete their items here. So I feel like that's step number 1. Get on to Cuffin, and then make sure you don't waste your resources on people that just takes too much of it, like Boyet. We saw every single member from Denfeng Yangguai wants to get Boyet. He's the jungler, yes, but he is a veteran that's 0, 1, and 5. At that point, it was 0, 0, and 5, right? So it really makes no sense, especially because the turtle was already done.
Yep.
You're not contesting for anything. So they gotta go down and be like, okay, what's really important and what's less important? The priority has to be on point here.
They have to talk about this. They really need to decide what those priorities are now so that everybody can be on the same page when the fight actually occurs. Oracle already purchased by Vel at this point. This next upcoming neutral objective is going to be really hard to contest for Denfeng Yangguai now. So it's all about pushing and pulling, right? They're waiting for the key components to come out first. And obviously, Cuffin would be nice to take out first, but he's got Purify, so we got to do a little bit of push and pull.
That's the thing. The coordination from Zed and Vel needs to be on point here. BDF is the call. Take a look at the Lord here. Below 50%. That's going to be Sanji. Misses the stun. Super can't find that Lord. Now, will they look for more? Lung Conte. That's going to be him. Trying to buy time for his team as Cuffin finally finds the unstoppable. Super Camp Traceless outside with Vel. Trying to buy time, perhaps looks for a kill, but in the mid lane, you can see action between the mid laners, but wings by wings, back to safety.
Yep, Cuffin doing a really good job at using his lead to be oppressive against Yi1, who technically, as of right now, is only the second strongest scaled up hero in the composition of DFYG. Other than Supercan, everybody else is just a tier below when it comes down to the scaling. With the Lord push, though, this could pull this back for Denfeng Yangguai. Great comms between Vel and Supercan.
Yeah, Sano has to be careful now because Yuan just finished his Genius 1. And now at level 10, that's quite a lot of stacking onto that, reducing of the defense. So it's going to hurt the Moskov quite a bit.
As they dance around. Where can he find? They don't even want to split themselves up to try and catch that bot wave. They're willing to sacrifice mid and bot tier 1.
I don't think Cuffin has used his Purify to this point, right? Not really, at least from the side of DFYG. Creates a lot of threat just yet, but they will lose towers though because of the Lord push.
Yeah, right now for Denfeng Yangguai, we can definitely see that they're slowing down because even they understand in terms of scaling, they're actually not bad, especially Super Cat. I feel like for the first few minutes is getting back into the groove of playing on stage, and now I think he's there.
They're making some good calls here. As soon as they see the Dragon Boat come out, revealing the entire map, they're already taking guesses where they could potentially be. And I think this is a really good response coming on from the side of Falcons. They've been drilling themselves to have good habits, and I like to see that. Now with Boyet, with the Brute Force Breastplate, that's when things are going to start speeding up. It's even for Supercan on the opposite end, getting a Blade of Despair. Luckily, he doesn't have the Malefic Roar just yet, but we'll see. The last couple of items, I'm not sure which situation is better.
Yeah, right now Sano hasn't been influencing the fights all that much. We got to see whether this Moskov can really do much because, again, Marksman so far hasn't been doing all that great in day 1 here. Zed probably thinking that he wants to get a target, but I don't think there's any good targets for him to hit.
See, you're waiting for someone to pull the trigger.
Oh!
On Shocker, that's certainly Eagle. Real world relation. Tuton! Oh, take a look at the damage. Now Sano jumps in. Sanji will finish him off. Now it's a 5v4. Take a look at Yeon trying to escape with the wings by wings. Finds it, but that's Vel. taking a lot of damage. Team Falcons can they close this one out? Seems like not just yet. Now with a feather airstrike, Sanji will feel the heat. And it's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day.
Dude, you could just see the combination of Genius Wand alongside with the Glowing Wand. My goodness, you can see it cumulatively stack up higher and higher when it honestly shouldn't. But at this stage of the game, with a Lord at stake, Downfall Yagai will take anything. And with Sanji down, Long, all he has to do is peel.
I'm going to say both mid laners are playing so well here.
Yeah.
D1 as well as Cuffin, making sure that they can deal the damage while
Oh, no.
alive.
Kick, that's an important member. Down goes the gold laner from Team Falcons. Take a look at the Lord who finds the retribution. It will be Super Ken. Now, it's technically a 5v4 and Team Falcon says, let's disengage.
Yeah, for Jim from Yakuai, they got to be careful as well because Super Ken did take some damage in that previous Lord fight. So, gonna heal up first before they really, commit. Especially because they did get the Lord. So, you just got to wait on that. By that time, Sano will revive. And he has to be careful of that because, again, Sano has not had a game so far. He does have his Trinity, but looks like it's not enough.
Yeah, and I think worse yet, the sieges are so much better for DFYG. Oh, wait, hold on.
That's a taunt. That's a roamer, though. Let's see. I think Zed can die here. It's a 5v4, but it will relieve off pressure, definitely.
No, look at all the ults already being used.
Yeah,
Right?
4 ults.
For Zed.
On towards the roamer.
And now with the, oh my god.
Oh, let's see here. No resource. Not a lot of resource there for Team
What?
Falcons. BDF can feather airstrike span as well, though, from DFYG.
So never mind. Different Yokai also used a lot of ult. So now we're break even.
I've never seen two teams spend so much for a car in my life. It's secondhand. I swear it's like brand new. I don't know. 3 million, it sounds a little expensive.
Yeah, I think they're like, oh no, we use a lot of ults. What are the chances we can make them do the same thing? And then it's like, okay guys, we're all good.
We're even.
A little trigger happy indeed. Circling Eagle. On towards one. Dude, Yuan from the flanks. That's a Farsa, by the way. Very ballsy move, but nothing comes out of it just yet.
No, they just want to show us that it's so low cooldown that it's okay.
Yeah.
I agree, but at the same time, Troll, you gotta stop pressing that button so early. You gotta calm down for half a second. The last one made a lot of sense, but this one you had literally zero space to play. What was the play there?
Okay, let's ask the question. Was it Troll or Boyette? What if Boy is like, hey, bro, bring me in. Bring me in. Let me put a 5-man taunt and let all 5 members feel my blade.
Boyette physically getting in front of Troll and be like, send me in, sir.
Oh, they got you on.
Yeah, that's the wings by wings. Oh, perfect time as well. That's a shutdown. An important one. Finally, one mid laner goes down.
It's working out. It's working out for them. And Dianfeng Yaowai, they need to know that, like, as much as you want to stick as 5 together, splitting up is a pretty decent idea, but vision will always be number 1. If you don't have vision over your opponents, you better be careful, sir.
Yep. If you don't know where you're going, are you really going anywhere?
That's a great question right there.
You've been listening to a lot of Jaden Smith, clearly.
Oh.
Your idol, your role model.
I'm listening to Jake Paul. Come on, man.
Okay. Oh, that's different.
Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt. Ooh, yikes.
Yeah, still talking with a broken jaw.
That's the best part. With the mid lane already shoved in, wait, hold on, what are the state of the waves? Neutral, mid's getting shoved in right now. They're holding mid prio while they let Falcons take care of it. Sano already getting the winds of nature. I don't think this is a good idea. Well,
right now look at the Lord here. Lung is also looking for an opportunity to use the Don't Run with King, and Sanji's almost on 15. Now they got vision.
Yeah, they're pulling the trigger right now. Yuan, no flicker. Oh, Yuan! Again, obliterated. That's gonna be Lord! Super Ken finds it. Take a look at Bell in dragon form. He holds on, but the taunt, the damage will come through. He will be the sacrificial lamb as Cuffin picks up the godlike.
I mean, like, at that point, that was as 50-50 as he can get. I was looking at the junglers. I don't think either were really stunned up. Bell, he let it be a 50-50. He's like, I'm going to deal with Sano. You guys got to deal with Boyette. And then Super Ken's like,
I got you.
I got you.
I super got you. Or I can do this. Whichever is his tagline.
God, it feels good that Super Ken is kind of finding back that form when he first made his debut with the lineup of Megatron. And I think that, whoa, Zed really going out of his way here.
Yeah, has the immortality, but will lose his immortality, I believe. No, bought enough time. He still keeps his immortality,
no,
but no, never mind. Spoke too soon.
Cast a curse.
But yeah, that was an attempt from Team Falcons.
Hey, 70 minutes now in the game.
Oh, dude, this whole day is just going to be 20 minutes plus.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, because that's 4 more. And if that doesn't... If the experience is not the same, I feel so bad for the next shift.
Oh my goodness, they'd be missing out so much of the M7 experience.
They need to feel what we feel. If not, why are they even here, you know?
Yeah.
You can jinx it. Say they have 10-minute games, you know, maybe then.
You know what? They'll have 5-minute games.
Even better. I love that.
Okay.
Great.
I
have that power, LaFell.
I like that Gani went from Boot Boy Gani and be like, you know what? Jinx them. Just jinx them.
Oh, man. Once again, the big problem when we see both teams playing so tight, so close, when there's such a big map and they're scared to make big mistakes, not a lot of action actually happens, right? It's all about just posturing against your opponent, trying to see whether they stick their toes out a little too far and taking those small little bits of flesh, and hopefully it surmounts to something.
I feel like that works better for CFU.
Ooh.
The Sharks, right? But do Sharks bite toes?
They will... I know this. Let me just dig the archives. I know this.
Because I feel like Sharks, once they taste blood...
Smell blood, yeah. That's the thing.
They can smell blood from like, what, 5 kilometers away, and when ideally they want to one-shot, one-kill their prey. That's why the Great Whites come up from the bottom and go at like Mach 5 at you. Especially seals, because those things go flying.
Oh, sorry.
What was that? LaFell.
Sorry.
LaFell, what was that?
I'm sorry. Dude, okay. I was thinking of how a seal would sound, and I accidentally voiced it out.
Blop, blop. No, that was the sound?
Man's literally...
Look, I've never seen a seal. I could be wrong.
You haven't seen a seal?
I mean, I've seen it, but not in real life.
Not IRL.
Have you seen... Oh, he said IRL again. Oh, my God.
It's messing with you. He's messing with you. He's getting in your head.
I'm getting better at 6'7", but now IRL just...
Wow. Really? Okay.
Dude, look at the people I'm hanging out with. Everyone keeps 6'7"ing me.
That's true. That's true. That's fair. That's fair. That's true.
Look at Michelle. I'm just asking. What's wrong?
No, nothing's wrong with
Look,
You're
they're
right.
praying.
They are.
But for who?
I don't know.
Team Falcons, I guess.
No? Yeah, you're right.
Are they going to be religiously tied, or is it just Indo Pride? Oh, the fight begins!
They pull the trigger. Circling goes towards the back. Super Ken in trouble. That's a winner crown. Pop. SOD. Doesn't land, I believe. That's going to be Super Ken in trouble.
Yo.
That's a kick. Super Ken, faceless, toughened down. The Boyette finds the Lord, but that's going to be scattered all over. Bell gonna hold on. Boyette has immortality. EFYG. They will find Guffin, but they lose out on the Lord's head. No kick, I believe. That's going to be DFYG. Trying to find compensation in the back. That Sano loses immortality. Whiting win. Sanji stunned up. The damage will come through. Down goes the Lapu Lapu.
Oh my God, bro!
Never mind.
Bro!
Roll is there to save Sanji.
Team Falcons refuses to die.
Petition to get rid of Flask of the Oasis.
That is great.
That was such... This item's disgusting. And I hate the fact that Troll is doing so much... Wait, hold on. Are they gonna go for more? No, I mean, they gotta deal with the Lord, right? Okay, Boyette, let's... I know you got Troll. I know that you got your delivery service, but like, mid lane's wide open. You could just open up the map.
At this point, it's not just delivery, it's insurance. But they don't want to pay out, so they make sure you don't die.
Insurance, but they care.
Yeah.
Okay, SOD lands. The Lord touches the base turret bottom side. So it's a defense, right? We are going to, I believe, 25 minutes. If they keep going like this, I can see even half an hour game here.
Hey, we had a 29-minute game.
Sure, why not break it?
Exactly. You know what? Boys, we're the long boys.
I like that. I like that a lot. And if we're all super fans of DFYG's assistant coach, we could all be the Lungs boys.
I will be just for the sake of that.
Okay, the Loons boys.
With the Loon boys. We already have 2 Loons. Do we add 1-0 for every fan?
Each fan has to sign each of the O's.
Oh, look at that!
Real world relation. Feather airstrike in response. Base turret will be defended. Sanji misses his stun, has the guiding wind. Here comes the Dragon though, trying to isolate members perhaps, but no, the damage is a little bit too intimidating, and they will clear top.
You know what both teams are doing quite well? It's spacing, because they're really trying to get maximum range of whoever is the longest range, and they're just dodging just by a few, a few meters or a few
Pixels.
What's the small of miles? Feet? Yeah, sure, because I want to address the any audience as well.
Okay.
We got to handle both metrics.
Guiding wind.
Look at your shield, bro. Shield is bigger than his life total. Look at your shield, bro. Shield is bigger than his life total.
No wonder they ban Esmeralda.
This sucks. What do you do? What do you even do against this?
Oh no. This is not looking good for Yelping.
Oh no.
Why?
Oh.
He lands as well.
Don't do it.
They don't want to do it. They want to play patiently. It will be up in 10 seconds or so, 15 seconds, so they can play around it.
Yeah, but still, it felt like forever since we see healers coming into the game.
Red and Matilda combination as well.
Yeah, it has been a hot second. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. There's a lot to be said about these games. There's not as many forced errors I was hoping to see, because again, oddly enough, Team Falcons and Liangfeng Yaoguai play extremely similarly. They have like really intense ideas about how to 5v5 and how to probe their opponents. Even their map movements across, I think that Liangfeng Yaoguai is much better at doing the objective coordination between EXP and jungle. But I think that Falcons is much better at an overall teamfight perspective.
This is the problem for Liangfeng Yaoguai. Supercan needs space to deal free damage. He's not given that. And for Team Falcons, they're playing hide and seek with Yiwan. The moment Yiwan gets taken down, it's I got nothing clever to say. They just win.
I think you know, it's just layered. You want, if the flicker is triggered, they're keeping tabs, right? Falcons, and that's when they really commit on towards a move, on towards Yiwan. Is this the last push? That's gonna be Supercan locked in the mid lane. For now, they have defended their base turret very well.
Because Yiwan was able actually to get onto Cuppin, which forced him to stop the real world manipulation.
Which is totally fine, because now letting Feathered Airstrike, they guarantee at least one inhibitor, and on that second wave, they're hoping that they can pressure Yiwan enough so he at least moves far enough so they can get this mid-tier 1 as well.
They will get it. They will not be able to defend here from the side of the FYG. Feather Airstrike just to zone and relief off pressure. They lose 2 base turrets though.
Yeah, worried just a little bit because Supercat almost died just dealing with the Lord. That shows how difficult the situation is in that game.
3-man taunts by Moyet. Take a look at the back though. Val to run his own out members. Moyet still has immortality. Winner crown. But Sanji is there. Can he do it? That's going to be Team Falcons now trying to provide the damage. Feather Airstrike is there to provide cover. Down goes Val. Regardless, it's still a 5v4.
Instant item swaps coming in from both sides. It's down to the wire. Supercan somehow lives while Vel gives up his life, but a great initiation from both Zed as well as Long to get the space necessary. But with missing inhibitors, this board just does not seem takeable unless Supercan does the play that he's done for so many times. You just got to steal that Lord.
At this point, it's really just a play on Micro, man. Who is the best at using their individual heroes? And like I said, all those item swapping, minions are coming in. The Lord's getting low.
Oh, deleted Yiwan. And again, not a good sign for the FYGZ now isolated in the back. Lung taking a lot of heat as 1 by 1. They are on a manhunt and they want to wipe the FYG out before taking on the main crystal.
I don't think the Yaoguai can protect this one, man.
Not in a minute.
Yiwan is 50 seconds away.
I mean, they've got Vel, and that could buy them 20 seconds. But again, wave clear is the biggest problem right now.
Team Falcons, the base is wide open practically. and they will look to join the 1-0 seed as they did not just soar, they will rise to that seed again. They will wipe the members out and they will take the main base.
God, LaFell is so good at coming up with who's gonna win at the match at the end. Your predictions have been so accurate. It's crazy. That's so crazy, my guy.
It is really crazy.
Yeah, I definitely meant for that to happen.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm so smart. Speaking
Jab.
of 27, 28. That is quite a long stretch of the game, but something about Falcons, man.
Yeah.
In the best of one, they're really like showing all the way from last few years, like
Open one shot plays. Oh wait, it's banned. No wonder. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. Now it's tough for one shot.
Ooh, what's he gonna play?
It's Tigreal and Claude, and it's really, really good against the Farsa too. Yeah, I completely missed the Lancelot there. So
Upon the edge.
oh, I am not a fan of Nolan, especially against a Tig and a Valen. These are two picks that usually just do really well against the Nolan.
Yeah, I think One Shot decided to play hard mode here, nice too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where you're just not like, I don't know if he just didn't have much to dig into, but the Nolan is just, even when we've seen it in our own regions, I mean, Nolan in general just hasn't performed too well ever since the changes that came through, and he's going to struggle inside of the jungle. So I feel like, you know, for this to work for TS, I mean, even looking at the lineup rating here, it's going to favor Evil just because of what we're talking about here. And I feel like the Tigreal, too, was a great kind of sprinkle on this already great start for Evil's lineup.
There's something in the wind, a shiver down my spine. As we take a good look at the land of dawn, I wonder what that is. Could it be the wind? Could it be the weather? Could it be the rain? Maybe it's because it's Evil Spirit. Game number 1.
Smash them.
The crowd is hyped in here. They're ready to go ahead and see our Game 5
Welcome
of
to
Swiss
Mobile
Day
Legends.
1 already. Once again, you know, I know it's only day 1, but getting an early start on the Swiss stage is going to be beneficial for the teams. Did you notice something here, Renmar?
It's an Impure Rage Nolan Renmar for one shot.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, before obviously when Nolan
Back
was
in the
still
day.
meta, it was Lethal Ignition.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about the Impure Rage. I guess it's the same kind of value you would get from like a Frederick going for Impure Rage, right?
Yeah.
You get it, translate it over, you clear really quick, and that's exactly what he's doing already. One shot, taking away the green cam without any help, even without mid-prio.
Actually, I think that is something that we saw in MLBB when we saw the Nolan 1 or 2 times. It was also just Impure Rage already. Then no one was packing the Lethal Ignition for the burst. So really just going for the utility instead.
It's one of those picks, as you look at the rest of the emblems here, that the windows, like the windows up opportunity for a Nolan have to be on point. That's one of the more difficult things to make work. Yes, you can still kind of get away relying on that ultimate, but you know, nonetheless, it's also just relying on the team to make this work. And it's going to be interesting to see how they do, because even with the Uranus pick for Kid Bomba, you know, we've seen the Uranus struggle a little bit earlier on today, but they're going to make a play up here.
Yeah, it's all in over. Good Mountain Shot locks one shot down, but is able to dash away to safety. Just a bit of a skirmish down below. Ven going to be taken very low. Hiko doesn't have Flicker, and Ven will save his.
Okay, early action. They're still going to stay up on this side too. One shot is ready. I mean, multiple members from Team Spirit up. They still want to go for this kill if they can.
Oh, instant all-in first blood for Bomba.
All right, easy pick off there by Team Spirit. That was a long back and forth up top. I think it's because you also just see the strength of the Evil lineup. A lot of crowd control, strong ones at that too. Sela forced to use the flicker in mid. One shot gets the turtle. That's just a lot of value across the board for Team Spirit.
That's a lot of little wins across the map already in this first, you know, couple minutes of the game, and you can see what they're going to do. They're going to continue to put pressure on this side of the jungle, providing information. I think they're just going to disengage after that. Aether, using that Mount Charger, is not going to be able to find a stun there. So Salo, even himself, is actually doing a really good job at providing that information here. And once he hits that level 4, which he's very close to, he'll be able to set things up.
I can definitely see that for Evil. It just gets really tough because they're not used to seeing Nolan, right? So they have completely forgotten about the tempo that he can play with. We had to drag him with Flicker. Instant for the airstrike and the fracture. He's ticking down, but he got away with Flicker. He's powerful.
Maybe if that was a lethal ignition, hey.
Maybe, maybe.
Probably it would have definitely been a kill there, but that's still a good move by Team Spirit. Sawo setting the tempo now after they got the ball rolling after that first turtle. And yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think that's the tricky thing about Nolan when he hasn't shown up in a while. Is like he's good at just showing up, dealing a bunch of bursts, making it look like the team is backed off, and the next thing you know, he's back.
Yeah, it's one of the highlights that he played into. You know, when Nolan was picked up so much before, they're gonna. Oh, I thought they were gonna actually go for a kick here, but not able to get the angle they were looking for. You can see Sailor's holding on to the feathered airstrike. They're still a bit of ways from this turtle to come up here, though. So powerful. Once he's landing on that level 4 on this Tigreal, we'll see if they can then make a counter punch themselves. Right now, they're just kind of scrambling around.
You can really see the difference, though, in itemization as well, because Sawo, he went for a red roam item first before the conceal. This is usually what you go for, so you get gold, XP, quick. Powerful, went for conceal all the way from the start. That's why he's just been really falling behind in level. He only now just got level 4. Sawo's going to be looking for the play again. Knows he doesn't have the flicker, but won't be able to find the kick in time. The Shunpu was not used to cancel out the hammer knockup.
Was he just wait? Did he wait a little bit? It seemed like he waited a little bit too long. It's like, you know, he almost kind of faked himself out on that one, trying to set it up, but they're going to push Aether back.
Oh. Yeah, Bomba's just doing so much right now. Pops the Consecration. Ven even getting chunked there by the Uranus. Sawo is going to have to wait for the cooldown of Wade the Dragon to be back up with Sunset Lover on the Feather Airstrike.
Trying to find an opening here. Here, Aether powerful all together. Here's Sawo.
Aether's going to be zoned away. That's going to be Black Dragon from over to one shot. Mountain shot to peel for himself now. It's powerful. It's going to be there with the implosion. Kiting back away. Kid Bomba able to flicker out. Now Sawo is caught in the midst of it all and gets taken very low. One shot. Still able to win out the retry. Bomba again against 4. Will be able to buy enough time getting one as one shot dives in under turret. Powerful's low. One shot gets a double. Sunset Lover setting up, but they got a turret juggle well. Fade away. Powerful gets out again.
Powerful gets out, but at the cost of his team, man. I mean, that was a whole lot for Team Spirit to capitalize on.
That's Tixalon. Lance Real? Lance Real.
Lance Real, Lance Real.
Smooth move.
Oh, clean from Sawo. Already shutting the doubters up about his choke.
Yeah, I think he's showing us that is a comfort for him.
Showing us?
Yeah,
he's showing us, man.
He's showing us. He's making it work, definitely. Glowing Wand now for Sailor, Dominus Eyes for Sawo. The Team Spirit, they can't keep this up. Again, expected when you have a lineup with a Uranus and a Joe together, you're most likely going to be dominating the early game, as Evil will be looking for the power spike around the Claw. They have to start playing for Ven now and see if they can give him significantly faster farm.
Yeah, well, that's one of the unfortunate things about a Claude. You know, you basically have to wait for that Trinity to come up. Oh, no. Whoa.
Oh, no. Yeah, the kill goes over to Powerful. Sawo's getting caught on the turret by the Mountain Shocker, but they are able to get a trade off of it, and it's Sayla.
I'm interested. I'm wondering, did he also get caught by the Tigreal there? Because, yeah, the implosion's gone, so just great response from Evil to at least get something on both sides of the map.
Yeah, I think Kid Bomba did not expect the full commit there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's happy, thinking that, like, oh, you had to use your ultimate on me. But at the end of the day, a win is a win for Evil, especially with the team trying to catch up. 12 seconds before the next turtle spawns, Ven is still trying to catch up on the item, still only has one full item, and that's the Corrosion Scythe.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You need plenty of time to build up there, man, and that's one of the unfortunate things about Claude. But once it's there, you know, this combination, this team comp, that Evil does have.
Look at one
it can't
shot.
work. Yeah, well, look at. I mean, he's been here the entire game, man. This is maybe what Nolan does best. You know,
the traps. Always great to have a Nolan play like that, but it really is again off-putting for Evil. They pop in Mountain Shocker actually is able to show where the Nolan is, so they go straight for it. Gear goes over Petrify. Instant Purify out now. Sawo and Wade the Dragon able to lock Gear down, but it's going to be the Implosion, the peel away from them, but they go all in again. The Blazing Wind is able to get Sawo down, but now one shot joins in the fight. Fracture doesn't land. Aether able to get the turtle. Team Spirit looking for the chase, but won't be able to chase all the way unless the Feather Airstrike comes up in time. Sunset Lover gets the shot, and one shot. It's looking for the combo fracture. Sayla gets out with the Valentina.
There's just something about Nolan, man. It's just like he's lacking that damage that we saw so much before when he was kind of busted, you know? But now it's more so of, like you mentioned, Renmar earlier, Nolan kind of is there to keep you on your toes. You know, he shows up when you least expect it. He's able to pop up some damage, then he disengages. But he has been in the jungle of Evil. And even though Evil's able to find some things here and there across the map, they still have so much ground to cover. I mean, again, looking at the itemization here, they just don't have much to survive that burst that's coming through. And part of this is, again, Sunset Lover with the Genius Wand and the Lightning Truncheon now. His Feathered Airstrikes do quite a bit of damage to soften up that lineup of Evil.
Yeah, around a 1,300 gold lead for the carry over the Claude, close to 2,000 for the Nolan over the YSS. So the main damage dealer is not having a good time here for Evil, and that really means they need to find a way to slow things down. But it's tough to do that when you're up against a team that has a show and a Farsa. They can continue being aggressive. There's no reason for them to slow things down. They can keep it up the way that they've been doing the past few minutes. And now even Kid Bomba is in still.
Great cancel on the Implosion. Oh no, the BMI coming down as well. Good take by Sayla on the way the Dragon, but here is taken so low, and One Shot's able to trade his Roamer's life for a tier 2 down below.
Okay, Sawa going down there made Ben using the Blazing Duet look like just an afterthought. It was fine. Evil still got a small win there in the end. Ooh.
Yeah, but you see what's happening here, man. If they spend a little bit too long in front, even their tankier members, their tankier heroes are getting shredded to half health.
Wow.
There it is, Swift Trinity achieved already for Hiko under that 10-minute mark. So, you know, he's online to carry. Maybe once he builds maybe the Malefic Gun, gets a little bit of range here, he's going to be shredding them even further. This is an easy Lord take for Team Spirit to now go ahead and get ready to march towards the space.
And I really like the fact that this is something that we've been talking about all the way from before Wildcard as well, but the mid laner not having to go for Glowing Wand anymore, right? Sunset Lover, he's so ahead now, and he just goes straight for Genius Wand and Lightning Truncheon, and that's why you see the explosive damage from those Feathered Airstrikes. Even Gear, he can't handle that, dude. And it's all because they don't need to go and spend unnecessary resources on the Glowing Wand.
Yeah, they don't need to worry about any regen here, so it's all good. Just go straight for the damage, and now it looks like Spirit might be able to get a lot of inhibitors here. They could, I think if they could go for the full Brazilian, I think they can. Just the full wax.
I looked at, we made eye contact for a second there because I was like, full Brazilian, man. Hey.
It'll be a bare naked face.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be exposed, as I like to call it.
They get rid of the Holy Shield, all right? That's about it right now. They are going to go for another wave. Bottom mid. But yeah, for now, it's just playing it safe. They don't really need to do anything too crazy. Bomba does pop in Consecration, baits out the Mountain Shocker away, and now tries to zone them the backline. Skier goes in for the Furious Dive, the Petrify, and is able to land it on Hiko as Sayla steals the Feather Airstrike and zones them back, says, all right, that's enough, brother.
I gotta say, like, the fact that they're down 8, almost 9,000 gold, that's an okay defense. You know, you need to buy yourself enough time to go ahead and let Ven get these items that he needs, and that's getting more difficult. Now, Team Spirit, they're still gonna stay on this side of the map if they want to. Sawo could literally lead into this space and force a fight if he wants to with a flicker. So if Feather Airstrike comes down, they might just want to get this turret, but still having difficulty actually getting to these turrets and getting them down. But Hiko now does pick up that Malefic Gun, so he's got a little bit more of that range. Kid Bomba as well gets himself the Chastised Pauldron. So that power spike it's already been there for Team Spirit, and Evil is having a difficult time at trying to match the survivability that they need. That's why this time, being able to buy more of this time is important for more so their frontliners, especially powerful, man. We've seen it so many times, guys. If a Tigreal is able to get a set up, like on multiple members.
Yeah, and I think that's why Team Spirit have just been playing around the Feathered Airstrike during the base siege. It's like, okay, clear minion waves. They didn't force anything. Okay, we're not going to force anything. They're worried that they'll just walk into a big implosion that will risk turning this 8k gold lead into 5, which makes things more manageable. And if they mess up even more, it could go down to 3, maybe even things out. So Spirit are still just taking their conditions, making sure they get the items. They have BOD now for one shot. Lord is up at 16. They're playing that split where in out. One shot is going away from the rest of the team, and he's the one managing the minion waves. So they're still very fundamental here.
This is the thing, it's just not fun to be powerful, you know, trying to scout things out, and the next thing you know, he's at half health, he's got to go reset. They most likely can't do anything about this Lord. It's going to be quickly taken down by Team Spirit. So they'll try to scrap up what they can on this side of the jungle, but Sao goes for a kick, not the direction he was looking for.
Yeah.
He'll take it though, again, not expending that flicker because the play here is it'll be back up by the time the Lord goes and gets towards base here. So this is potentially now for Team Spirit a winning angle off this push. It's going to be crucial for Evil to make this work. And if we look at the defense capability of this lineup, we have to see what Sayla, I'm sure he's going to get the Feathered Airstrike. They need that to be able to survive this push from the Lord here.
Sure. Wings and the Endless Battle now by Gear and Aether respectively with the Lord marching in 10,000 gold lead. This should be endable, but knowing Team Spirit and seeing how they've been playing the past few minutes, they still might also just go for, okay, we got a tower, we still don't have a kill, let's wait for the next minion wave, because they're really just very wary about Gear and Powerful chaining crowd controls together and punishing Team Spirit.
They got a melted gun on Eco. Oh my goodness, the lightning truncheon doing so much. A bait on the implosion by one shot with the fracture. Sawo gets the immortality. Will be going for a crazy play. We had the Dragon and Flicker, but it actually sends him off here. So they're passing Black Dragon form now with Sunset Lover, and Eco is able to just run through Gear. The Lord is going on. The base Powerful is going to be shredded down as well as Eco goes straight for the base, and they'll end it at 14 minutes and 4 seconds.
Team Spirit coming out with a dominant win. You can see how happy Kid Bump was about that, and the rest of the squad here. Smiles across their face, man, because, again, this was a clean game, about as clean as it can be for Team Spirit in this best of 1 against Evil.
Yeah, they managed things very well. Sao proving us wrong and saying, hey, it's a comfort for me. I was about to say something, but I realized it would sound kind of sus, so I'm going to save that for later. Team Spirit, congratulations. Evil, not the start of the campaign that they wanted for sure, but hopefully we get to see them a little bit more of what they can show off. I think Team Spirit, just starting it off by going up against Team Spirit, it's just, it is what it is, man. You still have other competitors that you can go up against.
And it's just really well played. Again, like in the drafts, the Nolan last pick into, again, the Impure Rage choice and how they were able to path around. One thing that you got to give props to One Shot is that he's just a very smart.
Like, are we actually going to see Gary playing a utility? What's utility? Like, utility left. Again, the Fredrin, the box is still open. Yeah, so you could still go with that. And, like, that's actually okay. If they do opt for utility with this composition that they have, especially now that the Hereth came through, they're generally going to be okay. It's all set of potential that they have between the Yuzhong, the Gatakancha, and then you put yourself on a utility jungle. It gives you enough time as well to go ahead and respond to, again, that aggressiveness that's going to be coming out from this lineup already from SRG. They'll take the Phoveus. And then lastly, there it is, man. They'll go for it. They'll go for that Granger.
Interesting. I thought it was going to be more of an independent pick for Innocent, a Claude, a Moskov.
Yeah.
But it's the Granger, so he's going to have to rely on the rest of the team to win out that trio mid battle or stay even.
So, SRG, they have a lot of avenues to go through in terms of how they want to execute and play around their Granger. If it goes really well in the center, then they can play through Sekais to help the Granger, or if they're just going to funnel all to the Granger at the beginning. So we'll see if we get that version, or CG, they're taking their sweet time thinking about what they're going to pick.
Is that
a Freya?
The Freya?
Yeah, the Freya jungle?
He's holding on, dude.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be Freya jungle.
Oh my goodness.
Interesting.
The Valkyries.
Okay.
Interesting.
Count on the team with Chiku to show up with something crazy here.
This is great. Hey, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see it.
I mean, I'm just glad they ended up with a physical damage dealer, because they really couldn't afford to. Oh, there was no one that they could pick up as magic anymore.
They could have just gone utility, I feel like, at that point, but like Freya is a different, whole different scenario.
Maybe the Fredrin was also considered, but when they saw the Granger, they was like, yeah, maybe like we're good. Let's just try to match them with damage. A theme again that was set up from the wild cards. It seems like where teams are also putting a lot more importance towards your damage profile and having enough of it in the early to mid game, because most teams who rely too much on mid to late will struggle. Welcome to the rematch of the MPL Malaysia Grand Finals. SRG versus CG, the first Civil War series for this day in the Swiss stage.
All right, the Freya coming into play here is going to be great. Quantum Charge on it too. So Gary, you know, we've seen him play many times throughout these international tournaments as well, and he is one of the more aggressive junglers, I'd say. Sometimes it leads a little bit too aggressive, and I feel like the same thing could happen here on the Freya. It's potentially a case where you bite off a little more than you can chew, but it could also work out really well for CG Esports. And again, this is one of the highlights of Best of Ones, right? You can actually go ahead and kind of play into this. And we mentioned this before the draft, you know, that potential to bring out some of these cheesier picks or these niche picks, if you want to call it that. And they do that here in this match against SRG, where when you look at this lineup, man, it's, you know, it's somewhat standard. It's something we're used to seeing. Maybe the Phobia is not as much, but definitely still serves that purpose of what we're used to seeing for XP laners.
Yeah, you can definitely see the difference there for SRG. Straight into the clear, and then rotation down below to get the XP grab for Cram. Meanwhile, CG, Chiku just got a few hits over on the turret.
Two very different lineups here in terms of what they want to do. CG, I think the thing with the Freya pick is that if SRG aren't careful, if Turtle 1 is a massive loss for them, then that Freya is just going to keep continuing. I think that's one of the things we have to watch out for when there is a Freya, no matter what position it is, because we've already seen it previously in the wildcard and other tournaments as well leading up to this, not this newer version.
Ooh. So that makes it equal. XP Crab this time already at 3, but the thing is the wave is frozen by Cram, so it's going to be really tough for CG to get their XP laner to level 4 later.
Okay, Turtle's up. Couple level 4s nearly here for SRG and CG. They're going to start this turtle up. This guys has an angle on already. Valens too has to be careful. Again, you're a Ganakacha, you're quite tanky. Heal up a little bit here, but he doesn't want to take too many shots. He's going to charge in.
Red Tree to be won out by Skies. Great Dark Wave. And now it's 2 over as Cram goes in front of Pursuit. Chiku has to run away. Yums with the flicker in forward. A Purify out now as that's been the light shown upon him. Good immobilization. Stormy slow. The peel is massive, and yet 3 just cannot get close enough. In the end, he does, but it will be traded for his life. Another Dark Wave into the Pursuit. And now he's just recalling on Valens.
Confidence, confidence, that's Cram. That's what he brings to the table.
Oh man, you know, hey, that was a team fight and a half for the first turtle, basically. There's some pressure here.
Orange Buff take into the escape, baiting out 3 ultimates from CG.
Way too many resources spent, man. I think that first attempt by CG to try and contest that turtle with how SRG played it, with what they did to what Cram did to the minion wave at bot, freezing EF3 from hitting level 4, just made it look like an amateur approach by CG to go for that fight there. Even if Gary got that turtle, they still would have suffered massive losses in terms of the numbers. So let's see how will CG recover with SRG playing it close to the hand. Very standard, very fundamental. That's working out very well for them.
I think even if we look at CG's lineup, though, like it's still one of those lineup that needs time to go ahead and scale up. Again, Freya, we've seen a couple times already, like you guys mentioned, even in the wild card. But you know, in the hands of a jungler, and you kind of have to put yourself in this position where you're jumping into the objective pits, whether that's the turtle or later on the Lord. You're putting yourself in a very susceptible position. You know, that's something you have to kind of consider here, even in that Valkyrie form. You can see this, though. It's a very minor lead that got built up quickly for SRG, and they'll continue to kind of capitalize on that now. So I'm wondering if CG Esports wants to go ahead and contest this time. Maybe they have a better positioning in mind to deal with this turtle take, because it's going to be started up. You're going to have that swing over from SRG, and fighting for position. It looks like CG Esports wants to go for it, but
It's going to be tough.
it's going to be tough.
Oh, Chiku already getting away. Turtle in control of Yums.
Better positioning overall for SRG.
The finalized baited out now as Yums goes in. Is he able to go for Tsunami Slam now as Stormy lights him up. That's an AOG coming down as Valkyrie's set comes over. Petrify the Furious Dive, but there's just not enough damage. Skies wins out the retry on the turtle, and now it's Amzing who's able to get away. Baits in Cram with the Inferno Pursuit under turret. Yums hovering over. Valens taken low. 2 death Sonatas. You can definitely feel the nerf on Granger as Valens gets away.
And just like the first turtle, man, it was nearly the same thing. You know, it was a couple bodies dropping for CG Esports, plus the objective in the hands of SRG. And if that happens again, you know, third turtle, it's going to be kind of the same thing that's happening here. And this scalability that happens here with SRG's lineup, is just going to be too much for CG to deal with. Oh man, even Ye.
Yikes! Oh, Flicker shoulder bash, phantom execution is just coordinated perfectly.
Yeah, Selangor Red Giants, they are as textbook as you can get with a little bit of flair. Another Tsunami Slam!
What a follow-up, the AOG landing. Carry still able to survive, but the turret goes down. Cram on him with in front of pursuit again. Lantern Flare, knocking him up, pulling him down. Now it's Valens who's given over to Innocent to get his first Skypiercer stack of the game.
And that's what I'm saying. They know the limits of this lineup. They know that they did that under the turret, man. You know, they chose to fight and capitalize against this kind of weak point of CG Esports' lineup. So right now, they're just, it seems like SRG's just taking anything they want here across the map.
I guess you can see why SRG looks so confident in the video to start off the series. Yeah. They know that they fully understand how CG Esports want to operate. I honestly do not fully understand how CG wants to operate.
I mean, it looked like it was a very straightforward approach up until the Freya pick. Then you're like, what? Right? Yeah, but
that's why I almost wonder, what if it was like a freshman or a Baksha? You know, like what if it was something a little more bulwarky, you know, something a little more staple that can actually go ahead and get in position and face off against these objective takes.
At least Innocent got what he wanted. These are not the same picks.
It's very different. But picks, as different as they are, it looks like it's just going to be the same result. Amzik is going to be left in the bottom lane. Is Cram going to commit? Is he going to try and take him?
Oh no, look at the cutoff.
Oh no, the sandwich.
Perfect turtle already. They're going to play with Amzik here. An AOG onto him. Amzik was as good as dead. That's a second Skyfierce coming down now. A taunt landing with a Petrify as well. Now into the back, they dive in. Youm's going to take it out of Skies. In the back line is able to find Chico, and Gary is sustaining, but Innocent is gunning them down. Yet 3 taken out by Skies. And Innocent gets a triple.
A triple kill for the Beast. A wipeout too. They chose that fight in the bottom lane, and they just couldn't come out with anything except a couple kills. But again, they need way more for CG to get back into this game.
To quote a great man I've seen on the internet millions of times, why are you fighting? Why?
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 I have no idea.
Why would you
What was
hate?
the plan?
I heard the question mark on AOG because
Look at this. Yeah, it was suicide, no? Like, Amzik was as good as dead already.
They decided to come in. They're up against a Lancelot. They left their Kimmy behind. And SRG again just separated them. And
I mean, not only that, but look at Innocent, man. Like, Innocent's just chilling.
yeah, SRG, okay, this is not to undermine SRG. They're not doing anything special. They're doing their jobs perfectly.
Tsunami Slam locked him down. Amzik still able to go for the snow. Oh my goodness, the turnaround over on Youms. He's still able to survive a Stormy. Goes up to Crimson Beacon. Innocent is unstoppable. Just Dragon is going to come down on him. Petrify over, but Innocent will take him out. That is 60 stacks on Skypiercer.
Well, they went for it again, man. I will say there's like these little windows where it's looking like, man, CG Esports is at least going to take someone with them. They take Youms that time. Almost got Innocent. Now, the question that might be is, how much more time does CG Esports need to be able to actually capitalize on those kills? Because it feels like, again, this entire game, they've just been throwing themselves at SRG.
If their theory here is that maybe they'll get tired eventually, that's not going to happen. They're not going to happen, CG.
SRG can do it all day.
Yeah, they can do it all day. They can just keep going. So open up the map, take down minion waves, stop forcing fights. If one of you go down, just accept that you cannot get the trade at this point. You cannot get the favorable trade that you want to get a massive swing. You're going to need to cross the 30,000 threshold first and somehow hope that they're still not crossed past 40 SRG, but that is close to impossible here.
Oh, Tsunami Slam on balance, dude. They can go for whoever they want, and he locks him down! Oh my lord! That was the main man, that was the frontliner, and Balance just got cooked.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That's why, again, the Kalea is such a top priority pick when that hero is open. Innocent just taking the shots here. They get the Purify out from Amzik. This Lord's going to be worked on, though. Gary.
Freya's doing work now in a 2v1. That's going to kind of execution. He needs to space out perfectly. Does with the sustain of Youms. And that's another 19-5 now.
That's really tough, man. Yeah. Again, at this point, CG, like I said, is kind of strapping here for whatever they can get. Yes, Gary will be back for this defense. They still have the holy defenses up, but man, 10K behind at nearly the 11-minute mark of this game. This is a massive lead right now for SRG. They'll get ready to go ahead and march towards the base here, getting the holy defense down in mid. Top's going to be next. What can CG Esports do here on this defense? Throw out a couple ultimates out, clearing out that Lord and the lane. They might be able to hold on to these base turrets just yet.
They will be able to. Holy defense, keeping CG's hopes of winning this game, somehow turning it on around alive. I think because items of the Harith still on the way to the Holy Crystal. Of course, Innocent's been locked in fully for a long amount of time. 10,000 gold lead, 60 stacks of the Sky Piercer, 582 and counting as well on the passive of the Granger. So to say that this is going to be a tough climb is an understatement. We usually say this is one of those moments where it will take a miracle, and there's no sugarcoating it. It will take a miracle or a mistake.
Yeah, SRG need to like dive in fountain for this to happen.
Yeah.
Come back. It's ooh.
It's one of those cases, but it's also like, all right, you look at the lineup CG Esports brought to the table. Carey's jumping in, Ye3's jumping in, but at some point, Amzik has to be able to pop off on the Harith. And like you said, you take a look at the items, man. He has ground to cover.
Lord.
Look at this, 3,000 behind right now in terms of what Innocent has in his arsenal. Yeah, that's about as cooked as it can get. But you hope that you're able to hold on. And I feel like, in a lot of situations when you're looking at a 10K deficit, that's all teams can do. And you then have to go ahead and look. Again, when you're viewing these games and you see a 10K deficit, you have to start to think, all right, what do we look at? Defense potential with this composition? Are we thinking that it's actually going to be worth or capable of defending the next Lord? Because they're most likely not going to contest that at all. They're just going to have to defend. And this lineup, unfortunately, you've basically got Valens being deleted too quickly.
That's a 5,000 gold lead for Skies on Gary, dude.
It just goes to show how bad this game has gone for CG Esports.
They CG. They cooked Gary.
They cooked Gary.
Oh, no.
Not the ref.
Yeah, not the ref.
Not the ref.
Not the ref, but the player. But I guess that's the version of CG that we got today. Well, Selangor Red Giants. Interesting that they looked at this Swiss stage and they saw their opponents in CG and said, okay, struggled last year. This time, we'll stay close to what we know. Because again, it's a very familiar opponent, so you can't blame SRG for going down this hard. I feel like any other team this draft would have looked significantly different for SRG, considering who they're up against, the history that they've shared, the fact that they pretty much dominated CG in the playoffs, both in the upper bracket finals and in the grand finals as well. SRG just sticking close to their guns, which is a warning shot now for the rest of the Swiss teams. Because you don't see just yet how deep SRG can go in this M7.
13,000 gold lead. This is the biggest lead we've seen today.
I was going to ask, is it the biggest lead even in wildcards?
I think
it's close. It's got to be close.
Got a 14K.
14K, that's right, yeah, the 14K. Well, now we'll see if they can defend against it.
Guys!
Yeah. Punctures all around. Gonna try to go for siege. AOG. Skies now jumps in. Knows there's no AOG. Oh! Actually, this time the corner road doesn't matter though. Innocent's godlike. One more stack away from getting the full Sky Piercer stack as Gary's in the cover. Tsunami Slam brought back into the fray. Skies making a turn to the mid lane as Ye3 will fall. They're gonna peel for him. Innocent fully stacked with a double kill in his hands. Now it's Crimson Beacon and the Death Sonatas constantly coming down on CG Esports. Two more ways to play with. This guy's walking up again. That's going to be the Demand Force over. Doesn't even matter. Innocent gets a double. This is almost an unofficial Savage. Innocent has to flick around. That's a Purify out from Chico, who's able to find a kill now as Innocent walks over. No minions. Let's go for the shot, but Valens able to body block now as he goes on Valens. It looks like they want to stat pad all the way. They don't want to go for the end just yet. They want to get a few more kills on Innocent. That's an AOG into the wave. That's Sonata! He's legendary. He's killed Valens twice in that fight.
I think Innocent was like, give me one more. Give me one more before we ended it there. SRG dominant in this best of one against CG. And I would say, hey, again, on point of the talent predictions here, I think across the board, and I think even the audience, they saw this one coming, man, and hopefully CG Esports can recalibrate in their next match after this.
That was a
potential that comes with it. There's the Uranus on the other side, like Rora. goes with, and then to round this out for the roam, what is Light gonna go here? Ganache still open.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay, instead of going very slow and lumbering, they added just a little bit more mobility for the lineup, which is good. Pick off, and as well, that makes Oheb overthink his entries when he decides to go in with a Blazing Duet and really has to maximize the Purify. Do we just go throw it back and go Esme Uranus in the EXP lane, or maybe an Alice might pop up too if they want a little bit more dive? Oh, there we go.
Will it grant immortality?
The Alice. So, hey, in terms of AoE, they got a lot of AoE, dude.
There's a whole lot of circles.
There are a lot of circles.
Blaze
You're right.
do it, the Louis Yi, and then now you got the
Shocker.
Alice. Mountain Shocker. And, you know, Hylos is the only one with a straight path.
Yeah.
He's
Slightly
But
different.
even his...
oh wait, his
his ring.
he carries a circle around him.
That's true. There you go. A lot
circle
of
lineup.
Yeah, no glue, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
usually when you see the Fredgen, you just see the glue. I guess it's not really the best matchup against Uranus. And the Alice can lock down the carries as well, because it's not about Fredgen right now. It's about getting to the carry, too.
Look at that lineup right
And
now.
the Eve.
It is dead Eve.
Whoa!
Like, how often do you see that? Dead Eve in the lineup rating.
It's been a while.
0 counter index.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gonna be very interesting to see. Hey, if you're a new viewer of MLBB Esports and you haven't seen PH gameplay,
5
well,
seconds till the
welcome.
enemy
This is the
reaches the
rematch of
battlefield.
our grand finals
Smash
back
them.
home. It's Aurora versus Team
Ultimates
Liquid.
deployed.
Will Liquid stampede yet again, or will Aurora
Welcome to Mobile
blind
Legends.
them?
We'll see if they can rely on that once again. As we take a look at these early rotations, it always starts there. You know, we always have to see how the jungles and even the roams are going to go ahead and play into the early potential. And, you know, not going to be too many things happening, of course, in the side lanes just yet with the nature of these heroes that were built in. But it'll be interesting also to see how Light plays this Cho. Again, he's one of the, I guess, specialists, I would say, for the Cho on that hero. And even early on, when he doesn't have that level 4 ability, that way the dragon, he's actually able to be aggressive enough. And JP also one of them that does that exactly the same. And that's why we always highlight, you know, these teams from the Philippines, especially these two, that, again, for those that didn't catch the regular season of the professional league in the Philippines, Aurora Gaming was just unstoppable in that league and in their run in the regular season. And then, yes, unfortunately, in the grand finals, they got swept against a team at Liquid. So we'll see how those adjustments have been since that time.
Those are the emblems. Standard, Festival of Blood, Uranus, the carry, Oheb and Dominikai. Usually you see this a lot with Claudes and carries want to aggressively fight each other out. Well, usually it's the Claude being tested early on because of the damage. Bro, he flickered!
Flicker in on their turret, can't get the last hit! Plot armor! Oheb gets away with literally 1 HP.
Oh, man, that's got to feel bad. You know, you're so close, but again, the carry, you just don't have that range, and both battle spells used up in that too.
Oh, man! Well, without the flicker now for Dominikai, he probably is not going to find a lot of those aggressive options in lane. Now first turtle is up. JP has the vision. Edward zoning them out.
Uh-oh, Purify out already. Mountain Shocker catches 2. Light is able to go for Jiku. No, now that's the diversion. Oh, gets taken out by Yue. Sanji gets in. The Throne of Ruin is able to lock Edward down now as Sanji gets in the yin-yang reactions. It's Sanford walking back up over to Demon Kai 1-1. And it's the mid laners who have the kill, but Aurora got the neutral objective.
A 1-1, a turtle in the hands of Aurora. A great little bit of a skirmish there for that broke out. You know, good thing Yue was able to set up that RWM to get the first blood and take out Carl TZ, but still, Team Liquid is able to at least get something out of that fight to keep themselves obviously pretty much neck and neck right now.
This is the Realme hand cam brought to you by the M7 official gaming phone, Realme 15 Pro 5G. It is Demon Kai that we were looking at again. It is his birthday, so looking to add a win alongside adding another year to his life. Team Liquid, for Yue, I just want to say, great call to commit the real-world manipulation to make sure Carl TZ goes down. Sanji wanted to bring Carl TZ in through the ultimate, but Yue, even though he could have saved that for the bigger fight, he said, nope, the prize is right there. There's a jungler. I'll take him out.
You get a real-world manipulation.
Ooh.
Oh, and they get a version too. Okay, so just nothing like, yeah, nothing too crazy. I think this is what we kind of expect with Sanji to use. Sometimes he's just going to go ahead and use it to go ahead and get a little bit of a faster rotation for Carl TZ. And again, nothing too, you're not going to, with these kind of lineups, they're all fighting around the objective. This is not one of those things until that level 4 does come available, which they have now. If Light can get a kick, great. If he can't, then nothing too exciting until that objective fight comes up.
Again, if you're a newer fan, Filipino MLBB, yes, significantly slower. But we would like to use the word methodical, as both teams are just trying to build advantages through the minion waves all throughout, trying to find an opening. Turtle's going to be up in 8. Oracle already locked in for that Alice, but there is a glowing wand for US Eve.
Okay, so I know we talked about this earlier too, the glowing wand not being like too much of a priority, but obviously with this composition, you need it. You know, you kind of need it against this Hylos. But Violet Diversion was used
to the purple buff.
To the purple buff instead. They just want to give this up.
Really cool. Yeah, I mean, they understand Aurora have the better composition to go for neutral objectives. The fact that they rotated earlier as well means that, hey, they got the tempo advantage. So Team Liquid just go for the trade.
All right, they go for the trade. Potential setup here. JP's going to put some pressure. Glorious Pathways on out defensively, but he's going to want to be doing this from here and there. You know, giving the OHEB that space to go ahead and farm up on this Claude, who needs that time to go ahead and farm up. I think you're still going to see this, though. Like, OHEB and Dominkite, they've been notorious for just duking it out like this.
Yeah.
Blazing Duet going to be used up, but I don't think they put more pressure here.
Yeah. All just the farm, by the way, right? The Blazing Duet, great rotation from Rora. And for Team Liquid, again, I really like the creative usage of the diversion so far to get Carl Teasy into spots that he would usually not be able to find himself.
Yeah. It's really a much lower game for the Team Liquid this time around. I believe there's a significant gold lead for Dominkite over OHEB. OHEB looks like he's at around 3,000.
5,000 gold, or 500 gold.
500 gold,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 500 gold. It looked like 1,000 earlier. If you look at the rankings, there you are. Yeah, OHEB slowly climbing up, but of course with how Dominkite has been able to manage him in the gold lane, this is as expected. While Aurora are playing to their strengths, Team Liquid are playing to theirs as well.
Yeah, very interesting just how, if you think about what Team Liquid is doing, they're playing in a way that's sort of defensive, like they're just playing the macro. They do get a flicker out here from Yue, but this is also just to avoid Light being able to set things up. If you notice, with a Cho, anytime it's picked up, teams want to go ahead and play into that way of the Dragon, set things up the earliest they can. But the way Team Liquid's playing, man, they're not even giving that opportunity. We got the crowd behind us just cheering for, you know, the potential for something to happen. But again, it's a defensive way of playing from Team Liquid here.
So yeah, win rate prediction 52-48. It is even. Basically 50-50.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Imperial Lord one big turnaround and burn!
Throwing a ruin and flicker as well. Carl Teasy pops him out of shocker. Yu is going to be caught. Doesn't have the flicker. Will he be able to pop in the RWM in time? But Sanford was on him. The DOT was taking him down. Now a big appraisers round on a JP. Sanford still in the all. Dominkite is able to shred through the horse. Now it's Edward doing the same thing over to the back line. Sanford to be kicked by Light. Blazing Duet from OHEB over the Light. Goldman with a double. Cancel out the Blazing Duet. The BMI away. Edward low. Shots down by the GOAT. The diversion now from OHEB to look for a flank, and it's just to go and take the turtle.
I thought they were going to hunt them down.
Yeah, and Team Liquid knew that they had the turtle locked in already. Great patience by OHEB to save his Blazing Duet. Almost got caught off by a chain of crowd controls, but survived in the end. And after that long engage, it's Team Liquid who walks away with the turtle, and even a crab coin there for Carl Teasy.
It's interesting, though, because no matter what, we're still in the same place, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference here in terms of gold, at least between the teams. But they do go ahead and swap. They put Dominkite up top. That's some good shred here. We're already seeing what's the potential with this carry here on some of these more tankier heroes that TL has. And this is what we're used to seeing, right? When these two teams play it out, generally it's a little bit of a slower build-up until eventually. It's usually that first Lord, perhaps, where things really shift in one of the favors of the teams here. You can see even between the gold lane, now there's 1,000+ gold for Dominkite. He's got nearly that Trinity built up, and that's why we're seeing, you know, him go a little more aggressive, put the pressure there. They want to start to open up the map too, taking that tier 1 turret in the bottom. The trade though, TL will take the top one first.
Liquid needed to do that. They needed some more map presence, get some more towers done, and they will even it out. That gives them a little bit more opening with their diversion phase going through Sanji Slow
Oh man, getting caught. Has to respect the damage. Like, Team Liquid still have immense damage.
I would say like on both.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's like a perk called TC! Dives Yue in his own lane under turrets!
before that happened. What I was gonna say is they both have damage. That's just kind of a surprise. Oh, look at this mid lane.
Glorious Pathway zoning them away from the tier 1 in mid, and it is free for TL. They diversion back to get tempo on the map, and it should be another free turret for Team Liquid.
Just going things. They easily open up the map through Carl TC diving under the tower for on just to take you out. And now Liquid's map presence is gonna feel so much more smothering now for Aurora Gaming to deal with. However, because they have held the lead for majority of this game, they are still gonna be very difficult to go up against with the major objective fights, which is why you see Team Liquid opening up the map more, sending out the YSS and the Claude more to make sure that there are minion waves that they can utilize when they are playing for the Lord Dances.
Now, every team that has played against Sanji's Louis has to worry about this. You know, they have to worry about now we're in the territory of these lords. They've already been showing little previews of what they can do on the macro level with the Louis, but even the rest of the lineup, you know? And so that's something that Aurora Gaming Philippines is very familiar with, and we'll see them how they approach this. The Lord isn't going to be the main focus right now just yet because they know either way it's better if they continue to go ahead and farm up what they need. They'll get these tier 1s down where they can. That mid turret, at least for Team Liquid here, staying strong at least with a little bit of HP. Aurora Gaming might want to go ahead and take that out to give them that bit of even advantage when it comes to the space around this Lord. But right now, they're just going to go ahead and set up. I don't know if Light wants to, if he wants to go for a kick here, who's he going to kick? You know, like the main point is, even if he's able to get Oheb, Oheb's got to purify, he's going to be fine. So you might want to just try to go for Sanji, but then,
and
you know,
Carl.
yeah, that's a huge risk that Light has to take. And, you know, unfortunately, he just doesn't have the immortality right now, so they've got to be very cautious on how they approach it.
Yeah, but based on the damage that Aurora's pumping out, I think it would be okay to kick JP. Forces Revitalize out, you'll be able to bring him down really low.
But then the Throne of Ruin
The Throne of Ruin is what's gonna mess them up. If they do that, they have to be ready and acknowledge that they are. That means the Alice will be punishing them for committing that.
Oh, they see that Oheb's up there, but yeah, the BMI is so quick with that diversion.
Using the diversion with a
slow push up top.
Half health here on the Lord. They're going to hold it again, a stalemate right now. Not sure if they're going to push this one. Quarter of the health right now, Glorious Pathway.
Yeah, they want to regain control. Light goes in, but it's only to Sanford. Now throwing a Ruin already! Sanford to the backline, able to knock him down. Carl jumping in over to the main kite. The Blazing Wind doing a lot of damage. Into the fadeaway damage over on Carl. He's still on it. Demon Kite secures the Lord, but it's TL who run them down. Oheb coming down. Diversion as well. Yue taken out by Oheb. And now it's Sanji flickering in to pull Domin Kite back.
The birthday buff was not enough. Yes, the Lord was secured, but man, the team was decimated. And again, Team Liquid comes out with a dominant team fight. Now they'll transition to take out some of these turrets. They'll deal with the Lord rather quickly. Again, everybody's still up from this. Edward trying to hold on a little bit longer, but will try to get away.
Oh, through the consecration. No, he gets out. Diversion to the bottom lane. They want to get everything. Lord will not march into their turrets.
Team Liquid will now take considerable control in this game, but Light fight
goes in, able to find the way. The Dragon's throwing a Ruin from Sanford again, and the goat gets away. Demon Kite trying to down. The RWM zones them away, but TL want to keep on going. Sanford with blinking forward. Wind of Nature built up by Dome. He gets pulled back by the reaction, but he's able to dash away.
Okay. So, there's still some fight in Aurora Gaming Philippines. You can see that, but this is the struggle right now, and I mentioned it earlier on. It's Light. He goes in for these kicks. He goes in to try to set things up. Unfortunately, as you can see, he doesn't have an immortality just yet. He's got the Athena Shield, the Dom Ice. So when he puts himself in that position, he's most likely going to die. So it has to be worth the kick, worth the setup. And unfortunately, Domin Kite just hasn't been able to get to where he wants either. Because we're going to look at the replay here in just a second. Beautiful. One of the things, like I mentioned too, when that Luyi came through is that interaction to pull back these members when the passive goes off. This is the kick I'm talking about. Light is gone in an instant after the kick, but then in these tighter spaces around the jungle, when you get trapped into that Glorious Pathway, it's really hard for them to disengage, and it could have gone way worse if Sanji had more of an angle to use that Loi there. So, but what we're seeing, yes, there is a 3K gold lead now for Team Liquid, but still, they're also respecting the damage potential that Aurora Gaming can pump out here. So every fight still has to come down to that really perfect placement and positioning on both sides. And we're just going to see that kind of break out for this next Lord here when it's up in about 30.
Yeah, the global BMI again. Bring Oheb all the way back to where the rest of Team Liquid are while being able to apply pressure up top. This is as liquid as you can get with their penchants for wanting to split, open up the map, sort of their signature. So for TL, it's so easy for them because Aurora Gaming, Light needs to think, if I kick someone, my kick is most likely going to mean I go down and it's not a trade. Because whoever I kick gets away because the rest of my team need to worry about the later entry of the Claude and the Alice. Then what if you start thinking about, okay, what if we use the Joe defensively? But then who initiates? Uranus that just stands and eats damage?
Yeah, oh no. Okay, Edward. It is Edward. He's going to take you enough.
Yeah, but he gets vision, he applies some damage, but he doesn't have control. He just looks at them, gathers the info, but not much reward.
Look at Oheb again, the BMI up top, getting the slow push built up as Rora try to force their way into the Lord. Kaltizi, addition damage over to Edward, dashes away from the Void Blast. That's a stun over to Demon Kite now as the French back comes down, and Edward trying to zone him in the backline, but Kaltizi still holding strong with the help of the Traceless. Sanford and JP, they're flicker out of the way, they're dragged by Sanford. Demon Kite looking for the opening, will not be able to find it as Kaltizi gets the Lord, and now it's Sanford in the midst of it all. Double kill already for Carl. It's perfect from Team Liquid.
Again, it's so difficult for Aurora Gaming to get into those angles of these objectives and these Lords.
Oh! Coming down behind. Light didn't expect that. Has to flicker back in. Sanford just always threatening with the blinks.
There's a reason why this is one of the signature picks of the chef. Sanji on this low E with that in his hands. It feels like your map is so small with how much control they can play for it. But outside of the macro, the micro decision-making, every team fight has been immaculate by Liquid.
Well, here it comes. Lord up top. Team Liquid has their eyes set on the base of Aurora Gaming. We're going to go put some pressure here. Walk in with the Lord. How is Aurora Gaming going to respond? This base turret will fall down. Oheb pushing in that mid turret as the wave comes crashing in, but Aurora Gaming will deal with the Lord, so they'll clear out that, but 2 base turrets are now gone. TL with 7,500 gold ahead. Oh my lord,
Rising duet from Oheb! And the kill over the way to Dragon by Light, but now it's him disintegrated. They fall under the RWM, but it does not matter. Kaltizi on the double, looking for more, he goes for the Traceless. Oheb getting the kill. Edward popping the consecration as Carl buys the immortality. Team Liquid Philippines takes Aurora down.
And they do it just like they did in the grand finals a couple months ago. Unfortunately for Aurora, the birthday buff was not enough here. A close game until it wasn't. And TL played to the macro, just on point, like we mentioned in the draft with that Loi pick.
Swiss woes continue for Aurora in the M-Series stage. Redemption will have to wait, as today, Team Liquid are still better than Aurora Gaming Philippines. They looked so damn good.
Yeah.
The management of the map, the handling of team fighting. Not just Team Liquid, Aurora looked great as well, but with so much Aurora was doing right, Team Liquid, because of the tools that they drafted into, just made it look easier once they had their items.
Yeah.
It's just so difficult when you have these many playmakers on the map, dude. Like, you're expecting diversion, but then when you're expecting it, Sanford's the one that comes in with a throw and a ruin. Then you expect both of them, and it's Carl who dashes forward, gets a Mountain Shocker, solo kills you under your own mid lane turret.
That's the GOAT, man.
Then there's a horse.
There's JP, and it almost felt like with this, they were playing like the entire map. All, like, basically 2 maps. It just seemed like with the combination, man, and every time I see it, I know we've seen it many times, but the BMI with the diversion combo to be able to clear out those lanes, come back to the team like that quick, like...
It's way too slow, it is.
Yeah.
Should be the CCXP Freya Gold then. There you go.
Yeah.
What if the high-lows plus the Leomore, man, they are very fast. Like, when they go in, they go in.
They got 2 horses, man.
They got 2 horses, a guy who teleports, both ladies that jump.
It looks like Alter Ego wants to put on a show for the home crowd. There's a saying in professional wrestling which is send the home crowd happy, or send the crowd home happy. There
Set
we go.
or send?
Send.
Okay.
Send the crowd home happy.
I feel like I've lost about 30% of hearing right now.
It's okay.
You know.
After the very Filipino game we got in the previous one, it's Alter Ego coming in. Let's show you how we do things in Indonesia. Call it whatever you want. It is entertaining as all heck. This is what the Swiss stage is all about. Best of one is all about. They get the damage. But there's just something theoretically when I'm looking at the lineup of Alter Ego that just looks so devastating to deal with.
Yeah. And they ended up with a Nolan, so they're going to try to steamroll past the snowball of Alter Ego. They're going to try to out-snowball the snowball comp.
I don't know if you... Can they out-snowball the snowball comp with this?
It's way too hard.
And that Nolan last pick,
dude,
when we saw it, you know?
Yeah. Last time we saw it was really, really good. I am surprised that the lineup rating actually favors Alter Ego here with all the crazy picks we see. But it is, yeah, CCXP, Arfi on the Freya Gold.
You can see how everything just...
Does this add to the 14? Is this 15 or has he played this?
No, he's not played Freya. This is 15.
This is 15. He saw the stats earlier against OM and Logan. He's like, I gotta be number 1.
He's
gonna one-up it.
Again, the question is, who's gonna go home happy? Is it the Indonesian fans or Aurora going back to the hotel saying, "Wow, I can't believe we got to do that in Indonesia against Alter Ego"? Let's see. It's the one and only game that they'll be playing here.
Well, let's see exactly how this happens too as we get a look here across the lanes. I mean, even so, you know, the Sora in the lane, how do we feel about Sora right now in the lane? Laning-wise, I feel like, especially against the CC, you're going to have a bit of a difficult time, you know, in that lane. You can see Lunar went with a concussive blast. He's actually taken a ton of shots with the Yo-Yo Blitz, too. Yeah. Might actually just have to go regen.
Actually, it's quite tough as well for Rosa and Pagu. They've been zoned away from the wave. And again, yeah, Nino just really taking this lane kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah, zoning out. Let's take a look at the emblems here, too. This is what I wanted to look at. Yeah, for Arfi. He's got that, yeah. Oh.
Wait, Tienzi.
Tienzi, yeah. He got that. Okay, he's fine. He's going to deal with the pressure here, though. But yeah, this is one of the things, you know, you've got quite a bit of tankiness that rolls in here with Alter Ego, but even damage potential. And I feel like even if Arfi decides to go for Siggy Boom, just based off the emblems that he has, and depending on how he's able to scale up on this gold lane, Freya, it could actually put enough pressure on Siggy Boom. You can see that the trading that's happening even there in the lane right now. So, you know, you kind of have to have the right timing with your BMI because you have that jumper in the Freya.
Yeah.
They could even put potentially enough pressure on Siggy Boom on that Klon where he doesn't really have that opening he's looking for. Oh,
fracture. Oh, they burst through him. Already first blood for Tienzi. And he's on lethal ignition, by the way.
I was just about to say, notice the emblem change. Yeah. The lethal ignition, not the Impure Rage.
A lot more damage.
Definitely feel it. And that's a great start for Aurora Gaming with that takedown onto Alec. It was really just the taunt as the main crowd control. Maybe a little bit of the stun from the Nova, or the damage mainly from the Nova and the Nolan together. Still, that doesn't stop Alter Ego from wanting to take this turtle without a problem. They know they have the lineup advantage there. And even though Rosa tried to steal it with a shatter, Vienna is Alter Ego who gets it no problem.
Okay. First objective secured for Alter Ego, even though they traded for a kill in the hands of Tienzi. Tienzi will go ahead and use that to scale up, and I feel like, you know, this might be even a little bit of a different build path that we see here on this Nolan for Tienzi. You can see how much work, though, is actually used here by Aurora Gaming to go ahead and secure these buffs and the space in the jungle, just to keep Alter Ego out of there. As we take a look here, the Realme at 15 Pro 5G, once again, the M7 official gaming phone here for our players. And that's one of the things, man, I think, you know, this is very reminiscent of the early game that we saw in our previous matchup between the Philippine teams.
So you see Arfi actually very present in the map, going out of the lane a little bit more. He's just fast clearing, going into the jungle, whether it's his own green camp or the green camp over there on the other side of Tienzi. So he's been making it felt and doing his best to get as much damage as he could.
This could be it. Arfi taking a turret shot there. Goes over the ultimate as well. Over on Siggy Boom. Is able to dish out a lot of damage. After turret goes in, Arfi has to flicker out. 1 HP solo kill! Siggy Boom gets the dub in the bottom lane.
That was too bad that he took a turret shot because that one got him down, man.
RV way too heated and wanted to get a kill there onto Siggy Boom. Paid for it with his life. AOG.
Flicker around though. Pagu's gonna be kind of a tough spot now as Crimson Beacon is able to lock him down. Lunar in the backline jumping on the Hijume now, goes in for the damage as well. Under turret, Hijume taken out by Lunar. Yasuke is unable to do much now. That's the curtain call, locking him down. But it's a 3-0 start to Aurora Gaming's game 1.
Yeah, dude, Aurora going hard right now. Alter Ego. We thought it'd be a different story in terms of what we're seeing in this early game, but because of the overzealousness, the aggression, over-aggression maybe, from Alter Ego at the end, it's Aurora Gaming with a 3-0 lead. Still within punching range is Alter Ego, and definitely going to take a lot more time for Siggy Boom, but it does help that he did get that kill early on. He now has a corrosion sight in his build.
Yeah, a couple shots here too. Vision provided, but Alter Ego has space to work with. Oh.
Go all in onto Pagu. He's going to be caught here again. Oh, they all get pulled back. 4-man, but he's all alone. Good flicker around, or rather a Crimson Beacon, as that's going to be Lunar isolated, taken out, and a free neutral objective to Alter Ego.
See, you know how many times I've seen that from a Sora? Like, yeah, it looks so cool. You got all members or multiple members. Yeah. But then that's it, you know? And unfortunately, as great as it is to see that, you just don't have that follow-up you're looking for. Yeah. And so unfortunately now, you know, Aurora Gaming, okay.
Stole it. Did he steal it? Yes, he did. Yasuke
steal it
with a quick shank across the wall.
Oh, that's going to slow down Aurora Gaming a lot. Here comes another Phantom Steed. But he's just going to swing away. He just wanted to actually use it even to contest that little beetle, while at the same time getting to his purple buff faster. So just like that, the little lead that Aurora had just taken away by Alter Ego with great timing and aggression. Even though there are people probably thinking that Lunar probably should have taken that fight, at that point, I think he accepted he was just not going to escape.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So this is the answer, though. Alter Ego will continue to put pressure on the jungle, knowing that Tienzi was just up there on the top side. So he's got to be careful not to lose too many of those buffs. They will go ahead and compound and, you know, get him further behind here. Right now, he's done a decent job at just kind of maintaining some of the farm. But you need those buffs, especially on this Nolan. You know, you still have plenty of time until that next objective comes up. But right now, Alter Ego playing the macro here, playing the map.
I think that's what's special, though, for Alter Ego, at least in Indonesia. I don't know if it's going to translate over to the world stage. Again, they have no experience yet.
Yeah.
But they have a brawl comp, but they don't just mindlessly brawl. They play the macro game. They know that the comp is built for taking neutral objectives, so they stay calm even after they get solo killed, or if, you know, some things don't go their way in the early game.
Great to see. Oh, entry.
The same there to AOG will lock him down, though. Lunar goes out to Elex. Unfortunately, Pagu gets brought back by Phantom Steed now, and he's going to be caught under turret. Nino coming down as well. Does not have the current call. Would not use it, but Yasuke gets the kill now, as that took Lantern Flare to lock Lunar down. Good shot onto Elex to cancel the recall, but Alter Ego will just go to the orange buff now. Tienzi picks it up. Turtle up in 6.
All right, Turtle's coming up here. Tienzi still dealing with this pressure. Pissed on the jungle. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything but give that third and last turtle of the game over to Alter Ego. Again, they've been playing on the map, and it just seems like Aurora Gaming, when they go for these initiations, whether that's the AOG or trying to set things up with Lunar, they're not able to capitalize on it. Alec will just go ahead and drop down the Glorious Pathway, keeps RF completely fine and not dealing with any of that pressure from Aurora. Hijume.
Great Crimson Beacon and the flicker. Whoa, still goes for under turret. Hijume 1 HP, no way! Yasuke with the Phantom Steed now goes for the chase onto Lunar, but it's Pagu who's caught all alone, has the AOG. RP jumps on Siggy Boom as Tienzi is able to go for the Lethal Wanderer.
How did he survive, man?
That's a game-changing survival there by Hijume. The fact that he wasn't taken down, really good. Also appreciated how RP handled the gold lane.
Yep.
Up against Siggy Boom as everything was happening up top. The next big sequence for Aurora was to try and gank the Freya, but they could not find an angle onto RP because of how he just allowed them to come in, while at the same time, hey, my minions are gone, please, I need help. And then Alec decided to show up. So we see just right as you were saying it, right after you said it, the macro, the micro that Alter Ego loves to do and likes to showcase. Siggy Boom now has a Demon Hunter sword. Not yet on the Trinity, still waiting for the golden staff. Genzi now struggling to find farm in the map.
Nino was keeping his stacks high earlier on the green camp, now goes on to the orange buff.
Oh, they're going to put pressure here too, so they might be able to just go ahead and take this. Steed used.
Yeah, Lunar has to use it defensively there. Now jumps back in over on Elex. Might be looking for the set. The Glorious Pathway to disengage now as Elex can be taunted down, but it's only the Rover now. CNZ looks to join in. Current call cancelled! And that's Pagu. Still in the midst of it all. They get the kill on Elex. Plays into it from Siggy, but the Vengeance comes in and AOG saves Pagu with 1 HP. RP caught all alone. Rosa goes in. That's a shot! Star Shatter. TNZ walks up as well, but RP is able to blink out.
Aurora Gaming has some fight in them. You know, it's, yeah, they're down a couple thousand gold, but it doesn't really show. Oh, and these Star Shatters, man, they're getting close. The scaling on a Novaria, we know the late game is going to be devastating if it gets to that point.
Yeah, there's a lot of... what a
back at
steal! Rosa.
Oh, hey, at least he's like, TNZ, I got one back.
I got it for you.
I got it for you. This Lord is up though, so even with all this, it's still pretty much even unless they actually make a play here on Arfi. Is TNZ going to go for this? They have some information. Nino's just around the corner too.
Is this going to be an R-free kill?
Arfi?
Star Shatter, RP gets away. TNZ's looking for the play again. That's even found through the set, but the lethal ignition tick down on him. Yazuke go for the retribution on him with the Phantom Steed as well. The Glorious Pathway to cut him off. TNZ gonna be caught here. AOJ lands on 2, but Nino claims the shutdown. That's a taunt over on Yazuke. He's still able to get away. That's Lunar on 2. Hijime pounded the land, the flare down as Lunar is still in the midst of it all, not doing too much. Pagu gets thrown back to the fray. And it's like around now. Hijime, Crimson Beacon. Pagu has to sacrifice his life, and Hijime gets a stack on Skypiercer.
Siggy Boom could not join the fight there as much as he wanted to. He's still really busy with trying to get the items and the kills. Alter Ego understood and read that they can trade things out, and they eventually got a good trade, even though Arfi is 0-2-1. Again, it slows down Aurora Gaming's ability to make a comeback here, but it's still very close. 3,000 is actually much closer than you realize.
Yeah, RP jumping forward.
Wow.
Zoning out Lunar here.
Wow.
Actually just sticking on him pretty good. Actually gets the ult out too, so that's not going to be available.
That's big, man. And Lunar is just caught in the horse. The AOG will lock him down. And Nino's able to escape. Pops in advantage as well. That's Izuki with a Phantom Steed and the dive into the back by RP. Again, as Siggy Boom, he's just on Alec with the Blazing Duet. Pagu's isolated. The fight's so awkward, just how Alter Ego like it, and Aurora cannot take him down.
Alter Ego is doing such a good job at isolating at least one member. If they break out into a fight, they eventually just force, and most of the time it's Pagu, they're able to go ahead and just kind of get that numbers advantage, and that's what this lineup is allowing Alter Ego to do.
It's just so awkward, the fights. Alter Ego are making it so awkward for Aurora to react to.
Yeah, they have so many heroes that can just break formation. At the same time, Aurora Gaming, I think they're overthinking of when to take fights. Siggy Boom in trouble.
Oh, RP wants revenge. BMI back. Siggy Boom will try to buy as much time as possible, but I think we know it should be inevitable. Okay, it won't be a solo kill at least, you know, again, Hijime help out. Whoa, that got close. Another Skypiercer for Hijime though.
Hey, if he could have gotten at least one, you're going down with me. But it doesn't happen. Bought some time, but still, nonetheless, Aurora Gaming is now once again on this defense, trying to go ahead and stay into this game a little bit further, but look at the pressure still. Lunar.
Oh, Valkyrie descent over on TNZ. He gets caught by the taunt, goes back in onto TNZ. Will die for the 3rd time this game.
Well, I feel like RP kind of isolated himself there. You know, he's like, I'm gonna go for it, and didn't necessarily need to. You know, there.
Tough experience for Pagu and for Aurora Gaming. You see their gotcha falling down real quick. I think Pagu's also getting baited into some of the fights that he's engaging. The last big one, way too early to pull the trigger. Oh, Lunar. It's Alex and Hijime. Careful here.
Okay, they're not gonna go for it. Good defense though. Glorious Pathway coming down. Hijime to the flicker in action. That's Siggy Boom who's diving onto Nino. Flickers it as well. Has to be in my back, but I don't think that's worth Flicker for vengeance.
Yeah. Should not have expended it. I think he was way too hungry to just get another kill on to his belt, but he didn't need to. But Aurora Gaming still showing that they are still fighting, but every fight is so difficult with your formation getting easily broken.
Yeah.
The surprise flicker forwards from members of Alter Ego. The flags coming in from either Yazuke, mainly through Arfi with his late entrance as well.
Yeah, right now Lunar is gapped. He's the most gapped on this side of Aurora Gaming, you know, and eventually when he catches up, I think he'll be able to help himself a little bit longer. surviving some of these fights, because right now on the Sora, and this is kind of what we've seen, right? So far throughout the tournament event.
Oh my lord!
Hey, that's gonna help him. That's a shutdown.
That's a big one. Sky Piercer also down.
Wait, there's a lantern also that Novaria. We all know when Novaria gets that lantern, every Star Shatter that you feel is actually going to hurt significantly more.
Yeah, the late game is definitely Aurora favored.
We saw that in the stats of the rankings earlier for the lineup rating.
Yeah.
Alter Ego. Each of them, I wonder if he's going to seething that he allowed himself to be put in that situation. Definitely Aurora still in this. Slowly opening up the map, but Alter Ego have done a fantastic job of making sure that minion waves will not be in favor of Aurora. They are handling the map well.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how in the past, couple of minutes, Aurora Gaming has, gotten them in a better position to take this next Lord, or at least contest it. So now I think Alter Ego, even despite them, maintaining the majority of the game a lead here, they've got to be able to respect on what Aurora Gaming can do now. Even with that Malefic gun being picked up by Sigboom, and Tienzi has been continuously putting out some pressure, right? Putting out pressure on whoever he can find here from Alter Ego. So now with the Lord being up, we'll see how they decide to go ahead and position themselves. And like you mentioned, Redmar, a big component right now that Aurora Gaming's lineup has is this Novaria that has scaled up really well up into this point of the game, 15 minutes in. Those Star Shadows, but also just being able to catch out the members, open up some of the hitboxes, and provide vision are all great things that a Novaria allows here. Because like you mentioned earlier too, man, Pagu has been, some of the AOGs he's used. Oh, Alec?
Go all in onto Alec. Oh, RB in the back line with 5%. Tienzi's gonna be caught, still able to dash away, but it's Yuzuke who goes through 2 and is the carry. Tienzi and Sigboom falling. Dino in the back line, zoning them away. Lunar will fall to Hijime. Rosa still putting out the abilities to clear out the waves. Alter Ego. Do they go for the turret or the Lord or both?
They're going to push the turret, it looks like, while they work on the Lord simultaneously. Pagu's going to try to do what he can with Rosa, but man, Alex, he's going to...
Massive Star Shatter from downtown.
They were threading the needle, man, and Rosa wasn't going to let him get away with it.
Yeah, slightly larger hitbox coming in big time. And now that Novaria has a Divine Glaive, and I'm pretty sure the Resonance from the Lightning Trojan helped out as well with that big engagement by Alter Ego. That's exactly what we were talking about. So many angles they could be coming from. In the front, you're getting hit by Yo-Yo. Next thing you know, there's a massive horse right behind you.
Pog? Okay. That's orange taken, though.
Yep.
So this Lord's making its way down bot. We're going to take a quick item check here. Still, Lunar is massively behind. But even with these items, I mean, he's got an Oracle, he's got the Brute Force, he's got some leg plates, a little bit more here. But it just seems like they're going to have to set up a ride time.
Pagu does not have AOG. He's isolated and taken out. Hijime gets another stack. Star Shatter lands on Yuzuke. The Lantern as well, taken down on him, but he's still able to survive, and he gets back a big chunk of HP as the Lord charges down on the bottom lane turret. They'll be able to take it down. RP taking low. Tienzi, fracture. Deals with the Lord.
Aurora Gaming's lineup will live and die by the Novaria. Alter Ego. The pressure continues.
Okay, it's Lunar who brings Alec back, but just Alec right now as Yuzuke goes for the Phantom Steed. That's it. That should be the end of the siege.
I'd say that's not bad, considering... Oh, hold on, Tienzi? Are they going to go for more here? Drop down, Star Shatter. Keeping them low. And that's what I was saying, man. Given the fact that they were down this much gold, it doesn't really matter for Aurora Gaming. As long as Rosa is up, I feel like there's a good enough threat in terms of damage. And it's not like you can really hide. Now, the problem with the last fight where they got caught out, especially with the off angle that Arfi took, that was a great angle. But again, I don't know how many times they're going to be able to replicate that here. Tienzi been fighting for those orange buff, finally be able to secure it. But it looks like Aurora Gaming wants to be on the offensive if they can.
I don't understand the sentiment of Coach Brett. Wait, Alex.
Oh no.
Goes off to Alec. They deal a lot of damage. Star Shatter as well. That's the late game potential of Aurora Gaming's composition.
Purple buff. Okay, Rosa will now be able to take it for the team. So as I was saying earlier, I think I understand now one of the sentiments echoed by Coach Brett, where he showed appreciation for Alter Ego here in M7. If you know the post, you know the post. I think it's because this lineup is very GZG coded in the sense of just a lot of damage.
It is. Owl on Freya Gold, RP now on Freya Gold.
Yeah.
Very Guangzhou.
Yeah, and then the fact that we even had more damage in the jungle, it's a Leo more. Not only is it a block pick, you empower your lineup.
This is like,
damage.
is this just a best of 1 lineup, or is this something we could even expect in a best of 3 or 5?
You can expect it in the best of 7. Yeah, they like to pull this kind of thing off, man. Even in the grand finals of MPLID.
Is this why we were asking, you know, what mask are they going to use here,
Exactly,
man? You know, like, man, it reminds me of this one boss fight I just did recently. Oh no!
Okay. Wow.
Okay, he's fine. All right, Lord's up though. They're going to fight for positioning again, even with its broken walls. It's a little bit of a wonky fight for the Lord. Having those 2 openings right now. You got Rosa clearing down that bottom lane. So clear out that the minions pushing there in that open lane right now. But look at this. Oh!
Siggy Boom's on the bad spot. RP goes in. Oh, they played out the Blazing Duet and the Flicker. That's a win already. The curtain call. Oh, my Lord.
what?
Oh, no, the curtain call. Cancel the dash part. He thought it was going to be longer. Siggy Boom does not have the Blazing Duet, so he can't go in, but Alex is going to turn it down. He has a revitalize. No way.
He's alive.
He gets away with the glorious pathway, and now engage the Lord is a paid actor. Knocks Lunar up. Meanwhile, RP in the back line, all alone, taunted down, now taken down by Siggy Boom! AOG as well as Siggy picks up a double.
What happened? I mean, that fight was weird as hell, but man, Aurora Gaming will get control and secure themselves this Lord.
Good composure by Aurora. The minion wave in the bottom lane, applying a lot of pressure, but Rosa was able to back off just in time. While the recovery by Siggy Boom. Lunar, unfortunate, but the team kept their composure. That's multiple years of international experience for these players really showing up here.
Oof, looking at this too, once again, you know, Siggy Boom coming in clutch and online, and you know, that was just really interesting the way that fight broke out, because that was Alter Ego that started it up, you know, and things kind of went a little sideways for them.
Attack speed.
Yeah.
Look at the horse's bot.
The horses.
Yeah. Well, that's Leo Moore, but he can call upon his horse.
Not a cooldown reduction.
Oh my god, they're going to go to flank.
TNZ?
Conceal in, TNZ stun. They're going to go all in on TNZ. Can't buy the immortality in time, and they get a trade. 1 for 0 as the Lord is up top. Now Aurora don't have 5.
Well, like that was a massive misread by TNZ and the rest of Aurora. They were shadowing him, but they just didn't expect that they would already be holding those positions, Alter Ego. And now because of the Nolan being gone, Alter Ego will be able to quickly defend mid, top. Still probably going to get pushed through, but it's a big question of whether or not it will make it to the tower for the charge. Alter Ego will try to stop that from happening.
Yeah, they should be able to go ahead and clear out this Lord, even if it's evolved. So still, Alter Ego being able to keep their base turrets, and that's, you know, exactly what they wanted to do. So that play down bottom and that misread from TNZ gives Alter Ego that chance to go ahead and kind of recuperate from what happened in the last team fight. Potentially, if they go ahead and choose to fight, which that could happen. Again, both these lineups have the potential to make a fight happen out of nowhere. And, you know, you're 40 seconds away from this Lord. We could potentially see the same thing where they just try to make a play off the offside of the map, put pressure where they can, or just go out and fight for the Lord. Now, like we saw from the last team fight, with what Arfi is now feeling on this Freya Gold, you know, it's his positioning is more important than ever. It's great if he can go into an off angle and kind of sandwich the players of Aurora Gaming, but that's not happening. It happened like once or twice, but now Aurora Gaming is playing in a much more defensive positioning where they're not letting that happen. And when Arfi jumps in and he uses everything that he has, then he's kind of just a sitting duck.
Yeah. It's a good thing about that always concealed by Aurora. Just for pokes.
Oh my god, wait, Lunar might have over...
yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's Yuzuki with Phantom Seed now chasing all the way. Lunar is able to get away. The AOG is there. And they get the Echo on Yazuke. RP with the flank coming in. Valkyrie's descent over on TNZ. That's Ichime with a jump in back, but TNZ's able to buy the immortality in time as RP's almost able to take him down. Pagu isolated in the back line. Lunar gets away just barely. But Pagu has lost his immortality, and now it's a kill. That is an advantage to Alter Ego.
I was about to say the good thing about the Alter Ego lineup is that, okay, if it's not Arfi and Freya going for the flank, it's other members. In that specific one, it was Arfi, but Aurora are still fighting this.
Revitalize though, changing the tides of the HP bar. Star Shadow from the side, the curtain call again stops Lunar from going in.
Oh man, with that one shot. Oh, you scared?
Oh my lord, Rosa is a problem.
This is what I was saying earlier. I was saying this about 8 to 8 minutes ago where I was like, man, as long as Rosa is alive and those Star Shadows are connecting, Alter Ego is not going to have an easy time to go ahead and approach it the way they want to. We'll see if Aurora Gaming's actually delay this Lord even further. They already get a beacon out. What is Alter Ego going to do here?
Glorious Pathway as well as the Astral Echo will land on 4 members there. Star Shatter landing on Alec. Glorious Pathway already down. Now it's going to be Siggy Boom with the blazing duet around Nino. He goes in all the way. Immortality by Nino. That's Shizuki knocked up in the Lord. Immortality by Siggy Boom, and Shizuki still on the Lord and will be able to claim it now. Alec losing immortality, but RV is able to get Siggy Boom down despite the RGM buy.
What an attempt from Siggy Boom, but just unfortunately was not enough time for TNZ to get there, and then even so, he was zoned out, so that was a great effort from Alter Ego.
Also see here the difficulty of playing around the Novaria. You're gonna have to wait for those long recharges of the Star Shatter. They had just a little bit more constant damage, but again, the main source of that damage fell down quickly, and now Aurora Gaming will have to play on the defense with all of these minion waves crashing in, with a lineup that is more than happy to dive in, even if it's under turrets, and they can juggle it around. 25 minutes in the final game of Swiss Round 1. Will Alter Ego send the Indonesian home crowd happy?
This could be it. AOG already. Lunar with a combo, bringing them all in, but RP takes the turret down, and the winner crown is used up in time. Now it's Pagu who falls. The Sky Piercer is big. They buy their immortalities, but Alter Ego welcome Aurora Gaming to Indonesia.
And a lineup to boot with it for Alter Ego, man. What a game we just saw. It's a best of one, but hey, for the longest time I was like, man, maybe there's potential for Aurora to turn it down, but man, that's an Alter Ego win right there.
It's back-to-back losses for Aurora. A double win day for Indonesia, and Alter Ego will definitely send the Indonesian crowd back home very, very happy. Welcome back to the M-Series stage, Alter Ego.